And we are live! Hey everybody, how's it going?
I wanted to say it.
You actually did say it first.
We are live.
You actually did say it first, Michael.
Did I say it first?
Yeah.
You did, yeah. Fair enough, you did.
Oh man. How are you guys all doing?
Yeah, excellent, not too bad.
That's good. Yeah, so
Still cold weather where we're at.
You guys should have seen PJ went fishing today and there was ice floating on the water. That's how crazy the guy is.
Definitely.
But it's good to have you guys on board tonight. It's good to see you. I just want to say hey to everybody in chat. Ooh, there's quite a few people. Please do hit that like button and share if you have here. It's good to see all the new faces as well. Michael Khan, PJ Cruikshank, Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum, Charlie Girl, did see Gematria, Wombat, good to see you, Peaceful Warrior. Who else? I saw some more. Well, that's all I see in chat right now, but it's good to see you all here. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, so tonight it's part 2. And well, if it's anything like last night, I think it's actually going to be better because they've actually started getting into the bait now. Part 1 was actually just introductions and we could rip it apart, so that was quite good.
I've watched this debate about 5 times.
Hey, we're going to go through it again. Hey,
No,
Jeff.
I'm not. No, I don't mean like that. I mean I've just watched it 5 times. Like so, I watched it when it originally first went out, and then I've watched it on Nathan's, and I've also watched QE doing it. So I've watched it about 5 times.
But the thing is, every time you watch it again, there's something you've missed that you catch on.
That's it. You always find
You know,
something
the more I watch it, the more I think that Dave is dishonest.
DW.
Aye.
Yeah,
Aye.
DW.
Even
The more I
Josh.
watch it.
Even that Josh guy.
And
But I'm
that Josh is a bit strange, isn't it? Like, cause as debate goes on, he starts to like be quiet, and it's like he's listening, but
He's not
you can
computing.
see him googling all the time as well. So
Yeah, he's trying to find loopholes that he can't get. Let's put it that way.
But at the end of the day, it's that Dave's channel, isn't it? It's his show. He's one who was milking Nathan.
I just want to say hi to Jeff. Just guys said also came in now. It's good to see you. We've got 23 votes again, guys. The Globe has lost. Yes, 79% and no's 21%. Guys, the Globe didn't even start to have anything to start in the beginning.
It was never a thing.
Exactly. I seen you wrote that earlier, Michael, and that's true, man. Absolutely.
It's true though. It's never been a thing. It's always been flat. It will always be flat. That's
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Right.
So you guys ready to go on?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's do the stuff. Okay, we're going to start off where we left yesterday. We were going to start at 59, but I decided let's start at 58, just so we have a bit more context for the people that weren't here yesterday. Okay, here we go.
Curvature of the Earth. And we can get into the mathematics, we can get into the science aspects of this as well, right?
Please.
I don't think we need to. Here's the thing.
Why not? You're disputing my claim.
I'm saying that the claim that you're using as the formula is not what I would use to calculate the curvature of the Earth.
Then what formula would you use?
What I would use is this one right here that I have. But this is what I'm trying to say. Through observational phenomena, I can understand your perspective, right? But let me ask you this.
You see how he's obfuscating, guys? From the beginning, he literally just makes a claim. He says, okay, then explain it to me. Then he's making excuses not to explain it to him. And now he's trying to change it.
If you've not watched QE last night, it becomes apparent that this guy, he like stutters for a bit and then talks a lot of waffle and then just asks another question back.
That's what he's been doing. That's what I said.
It becomes like apparent.
But do you see what just happened? I mean, literally, he just asked him a question. He says, okay, yeah, please explain it to me. Then he's making excuses not to explain it to him. And now he's trying to make excuses to obfuscate into another thing because he can't explain to him. Wow. Hey, Triple X, good to see you. Well, that's a good start.
I got onto the ocean, I left San Diego, and I went due west, okay?
Hey, Moomin
When
Rider.
can I expect to see Earth's curvature? If it was curved. right? I'm saying that that happens 1 degree of curvature every 75 miles, but it's
Not
negligent in the sense that that's your opinion, okay? What I'm saying is that you
Not a
should.
reality.
So that in itself is an anti-flat Earth claim, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well, we wouldn't expect to see curvature because it's 1 degree every 70 mile or whatever. That is an
75 mile,
anti-flat
yeah.
Earth.
Never a true word said, Michael. Never a true word said, man.
Yeah, but I mean, 60 nautical miles. I mean, why he's supposed to be using nautical miles, is he not? Because I mean, he was in the Navy or something. Why is he giving just normal miles?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Okay, let's carry on.
Okay, sure. What I'm trying to say though is that if I'm traveling along that 75-mile long line, 1 degree of curvature on a Earth that I look at as incredibly large, 24,000 miles in circumference, is negligible. Are you saying?
1 degree is negligible.
It's always negligible to them, isn't it? 1 degree is not negligible at all.
Can I just say that 26,000 miles isn't big?
No, it's not. I don't think it's big.
Because when I passed my driving test, I did 100,000 miles in a month.
Yeah, so you travel around the world 4 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also it doesn't make sense. I mean, you saying like he says 75 miles, 16 nautical miles. You think that's not a far distance? Let's try and walk that,
Uh-huh.
and that's 1 degree.
Mm.
Come on, dude. It's negligible. It's not negligible. You can literally see it. That's why it's measurable.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say it. I mean, we all know it's confusing 1 degree being drop in angular size.
Aye.
But let's just imagine like 1 degree of the Earth curvature. How many feet in drop is that?
Should we go check
Yeah,
on the Earth
You
curve
know what I
calculator?
mean? How much drop is 1 degree?
Exactly.
Should we go? You guys, should we go and check?
Sorry?
Should we go and check?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, check. Yeah, I'd like to know. Because we all know that a sphere's dropping in every direction away from you.
Aye.
So 1 degree of that sphere's got to be a certain amount of drop.
That's right.
Let's go see. We're gonna get in. Which one? I think Walter Bislin might be the best one. Walter Bislin's Earth curve calculator. See, guys, you even have your Earth curve calculator for you. That's supposed to take refraction into account, but doesn't even have refraction into it.
I'll tell you why they want to change geometry, Lumpy, because geometry destroys them. That is the only answer.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, we're gonna put the observer height in 0, obviously, because I mean we've got to put the target distance at. Do we have any? It's in metric at the moment. He was using in feet, correct? No, miles. Empirical. Miles, there we go. Okay, so we have to be at 0 feet. And the miles, he said 75 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is wrong anyway, isn't it? It's not 75 miles, is it?
I can't even put on 0. Can you believe it? Observer height. That's a bit dishonest, don't you think?
Definitely.
But let's see. Hidden is 3.6 feet. So 3.6 feet is, I think, measurable, don't you think?
Yeah, a foot's measurable, isn't it?
Well, that's right.
In meters. 93.5 meters.
What, for 1 degree?
Oh, that's inch. What? That's not supposed to be inches. It's supposed to be feet. Foot. There we go. No, but that doesn't sound right. That doesn't look right. Target size is feet. Hidden. Yeah, hidden. 3, 6. I'm copying and pasting. Yeah. Oh my god, I got this wrong. Feet. 1.122 meters. It's 1,122 meters. That's supposed to be hidden at 75 miles. He says that's negligible.
Yeah.
That's a mountain.
Isn't it just?
That's a mountain. So I think 1 degree is not negligible, dude.
It can't be. How can it be negligible when they claim boats disappear at 3 miles out?
Exactly. Come on, make up your mind.
Yeah, but
You can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, curvature's negligible, and
Yeah, but
then
you see
claim
that-
boats disappear at 3 miles out.
Yeah, but you.
They want the cake. They want the cake. Eat it and scoff up the crumbs as well. Do you know what I mean?
It shouldn't be called the curve model. It should be called the contradiction model.
It's good.
Definitely.
Because that's all it does. It just contradicts itself all the time. Oh man, bad start to you, Josh. Very bad start, mate.
You'll never see the curvature.
Through an observation of moving west from a point on the ocean? No. So
You will not see a mountain of drop at 75 miles away. Thank you. Welcome to Flat Earth, mate. Welcome to Flat Earth. But they want to claim things like boats that's 3 miles away is having bottom-up obstruction. Weird.
So what
and
evidence?
observational phenomena from that.
All right, fair enough. Then let's go back to my original question.
Mhm.
What evidence do you have that the horizon
Hey, Derek Nelson.
is caused by the curvature of a presupposed spherical Earth?
It's kind of nothing against you, Patrick, but the question kind of doesn't really draw context. I mean,
It's a very concise question. Literally asking him a very concise question.
It just shows how stupid Josh is, doesn't it? Like,
He can't even answer direct question. A very simple direct question.
there's not ever, through that entire debate, and like I said, I've watched it 4 times, there's no answer to any of the questions, not at all.
Nothing.
None.
Hey Dank, good to see you, mate. Wow. And I like how he's also sitting there also stumped, like, how would I answer this? Oh wait, I can't.
Well, look at that Dave's face, he looks confused that way.
Exactly. But you see,
Does look a bit confused.
but have
doesn't
you
it?
guys realized?
Yeah.
I've realized that even when I do the debates, that's why I have to repeat myself constantly to these guys. Because as soon as you start talking, it's like some kind of mute button in their head goes off. That they don't actually understand what you're saying. It's like you're talking in a total different language or something to them. It's almost like we all went on the Tower of Babel and started talking or something.
Have you ever noticed when you're in, like, for instance, when I'm in Nathan's chat, you know, whenever they're presenting something that's destroys the globe, all trolls aren't there. And then as soon as presenting's finished,
Then
trolls
they're
pop
there.
back up.
Then they're there,
It's
exactly.
like, if they don't hear it, then it don't
It
matter.
really can, yeah. It
You know what I
does.
Aye, exactly.
Madness.
trying to make sense of it. But what evidence do I have that the curvature is caused by the horizon of the planet?
Well, that's what your model says it is. So either you're throwing your model away or you know it's false. Well, that is throwing your model away.
No, hold on. Curvature's caused by horizon.
That's according to their model, yeah. It's supposed to be a physical blockage caused by the horizon. But he knows that's not the point. So he's trying to get away from it because he knows he's throwing it under the bus. Because as soon as he says horizon, then it's going to be, black swan. And then he's got no answer for that. Because then he's going to go to refraction like, so not physical then. Yes.
And a good old black swan.
Yep. Hey D's nuts, good to see you, jolly man. Thank you for coming, mate.
Just read Jeff's comment out.
Seems to me if ballers do their homework, they would be flat earthers. That is 100% true. I'm going to pin that message. I'm not even going to put you for time out, okay? I'm pinning the message.
True, so
Definitely.
they've done the research and they've chose to be anti-flat earthers.
Isn't it? That's a good pin, actually. Definitely.
Because your guy here, DW, claims to have been researching this since 2014, which is way before me.
And yet he doesn't know any of the arguments.
Exactly.
Nothing at all. He hasn't even skimmed the surface, has he?
I mean, if this is the best that the globe has to offer, then I don't know.
These nuts.
Let me ask you this. I guess, let me ask a question.
He hasn't answered him, but now he wants to ask him a question. Man.
Is how do you perceive the Earth to be flat through the observation of the horizon?
So what you're saying is you'd like me to prove that the Earth is flat rather than me
No,
asking?
I don't want you to prove. I want to know your thoughts and opinions. If the sun is coming over the horizon, okay,
Over the horizon.
through this observation of that phenomena, because I mean, we were talking about this before the show.
Right, can I
We're
answer
talking
him?
about observational data, right? So empirical data, empirical evidence, things that happen within the phenomena of nature. We observe them. We take notes. We record them. We draw hypotheses.
He's
We
still getting.
test those hypotheses.
he's still getting
We
it
develop
wrong.
Theories. Theories are built upon repeatable experimental phenomena over and over again,
Okay.
right? And we try to draw conclusions from that.
Can I
So-
answer him, Patrick?
So from observing the sun rising every day, setting every day, what can we determine from that that brings about the idea that the Earth is flat, non-rotating?
Nathan, why don't you take this?
Perfect. Okay, so we're moving past the assertion that Earth has a physical geometric limitation blocking boats and buildings with a measurable value in the Earth curve maths to it being our burden to prove what the horizon is and how it proves Earth's flat. No problem. You're on a boat at sea, you have a tool called sextant. It's a tool for measuring angles. What you will do with this tool is point it at the horizon to establish a horizontal plane of reference. That's a
Hi,
flat
audio call.
Earth.
Good to see you.
Now that line that you establish as horizontal with this tool that measures angles called a sextant, you will establish that horizontal baseline with the horizon, horizontal, as the name suggests, out beyond the horizon to the GP, that's ground position of a star that you're measuring the angle to. Now the GP is the position directly below the star, which would be to say that if you were at that position on Earth, the star would be at your zenith, directly above your head. That means that when you measured, using the horizon, the angle to the star, you established Earth as a horizontal plane of reference. Because it can only be a horizontal plane of reference to get an angle from it. That's what an angle is.
Yeah. So then there should be a question to these guys. If you get an angle of equal altitude at 2,000 miles away or something, does that make your horizon 2,000 miles away? These guys are more.
Distance to horizon has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's an apparent position. It's all optical. That's all it is.
I think Tenth says it best. Horizons being horizontal is a given. You're using that horizontal to establish a vertical.
Yep. That's why I said,
Yes.
that's why they always come to, oh, but you can have plumb without horizontal, which is bullshit. Show me one place in life where you can lay a plumb without having horizontal reference. It's impossible because that's what a vertical is. It's a 90 degree. A 90 degree angle is
Right.
two straight lines. You can't have one
Would
line and call it
it's
an
safe
angle.
to say that none of this would work unless God had made it an horizontal plane.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't have one without the other, can you, when it comes to horizontal and vertical?
Yeah, it's odd how everything they base their globe on first starts with planar geometry.
Straight lines, not one curved line and one straight line. So in order to perform celestial navigation on a boat, you need the horizon to establish the ground as flat to measure an angle. Hope that answers your question.
It's important to note that we did just reverse the burden of proof. I still am asking for any evidence that the horizon is created by the curvature of a presupposed spherical Earth.
Right, and then I try to explain this, and you guys, and he was obviously trying to straw arm me. I was trying to say is that when we look,
Trying to straw man. Does the guy even know what a straw man is? He asked him a question. Nathan answered it for him, very concisely, I might add. Now he's saying it's a straw man. And yeah, Patrick's asked him again, can you now please provide us the evidence why the horizon is Earth curve? So now he's making excuses again by saying it's just a straw man. But he's got the burden of proof on him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Spuddy, good to see you. Sorry, I won't block you tonight, mate. Hey Fake Flap, thank you for coming.
Unless you really deserve it.
It was really an accident. OIC, thank you for coming. He says, I recognize this guy with a goatee. Yeah. Okay. He does a podcast called Unslaved with Michael Troshan, who is full on Glober and well respected in his field historic teachings. That's interesting.
I'm telling you now, I've seen these two guys before as well somewhere in the travels. Can't remember where, but they're not like they claim to be truthers, like, but if they believe it in ball, then they're as far away from truth as you're going to get.
Yeah, very
I
deceiving.
think there's something disingenuous about them, but
Yeah,
Definitely. I think because they have their followers and they respected by their gullible followers, they think they actually know what they're talking about. You know, they got hyped up too much.
I mean,
But they actually know sweet bugger all. Let's put it that way.
I mean, Patrick's brilliant, right? Don't get me wrong.
Patrick's brilliant.
I'm not saying, but I think he might have been misled into thinking these guys wanted a truthful debate, like.
well, that could be said, yeah.
I think they didn't expect Nathan and Patrick to actually know what they're talking about. I think that's the issue.
They didn't expect the level of intelligence from him.
That's why I said this guy definitely lied about saying he's been into flat Earth for 2014.
But that's how Globers go at it, like they think that you believe in flat Earth, you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's the premise they have, like.
Charlie,
Yeah.
I just want to answer quickly. These nuts, no, I've never done a video on Kenneth Copeland and stuff. I wouldn't actually, because he's one evil sod. So
Ain't that the truth? Kenneth
Yeah.
Copeland is one of the worst false prophets out there.
Yeah. But I did share.
He actually blasphemes the name of Jesus rather than glorifies it.
Yeah, I mean, I did share a documentary thing about him debunking him though, that showed him, exposed him. So, yeah, if you want me to do something on him, I can always do it. Just let me know. Because I was actually asked tonight also to do something against Kent Hovind. So I might do that as well.
I used to like Kent Hovind for creation, but when it comes to flat Earth, he's deceived. I think he knows, but he just won't admit it.
Yeah.
Kent Hovind's in club, if you ask me.
You think so?
That's my opinion, like,
Yeah.
most definitely.
Okay.
Possible.
Club 33, guys. Yeah, let's carry on.
at the horizon, we're not going to see curvature because at those distances, it's negligible. Because you need longer, greater distances to begin to see even 1% of the curve of the Earth. That's what I said.
So then you just debunked boats going over curve at 3 miles away. Literally.
Yep.
That statement just debunked it. Let's listen to what he says again.
Distances, it's negligible. Because you need longer, greater distances to begin to see even 1% of the curve of the Earth.
There we go, guys. Hey, Leafy. Hey, Jono Edwards, good to see you. Yeah, it's, I mean, that alone, just that statement, he just threw away his globe under the bus. Yep.
That's what I said. And you guys keep on, and he kept on going back to that same
It's
argument.
either that dishonest or is that silly. You don't even realise the fact when DW posts Songly's image, Yeah.
Yeah.
That Josh done. He should have realised then that it's just been destroyed.
Probably a bit of both silly and, you know what I mean?
Definitely. He has no idea that the disregarding his boats going over an ledge or curve with that. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. So he's throwing
Well,
away.
I'm done.
We can see boats go over a curve, but you have to be far enough to see curve. So it's one or the other. You know, this is like that meme where they got the guy sweating and he has to press a button. Earth too big to see curve or boats going over a curve. This is exactly that meme. Hey Mojo, good to see you.
This is what happens when you're dishonest, because you have to try and defend different arguments that don't match with each other.
And you can see they're fighting in the head. They know they're contradicting, but they got nothing. I mean, why do you think DW is so quiet at this moment? He doesn't have an answer for it. If he really wanted to, if he had something, he would have tried to interject like he usually does against Nathan.
But listen, if he's been in flat earth since 2014, he should know more than me. And I'm not saying I know a lot, but he should know more than me.
Yeah.
That's a long time to have cognitive dissonance, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Hey, Goldie, good to see you. It's sad.
Okay,
Mathematically false.
just a quick question.
Okay,
for
real
you.
quick, I got a
Just
super
quick
chat I
question.
just want to read out real quick. It's actually related to this. It comes from SEV Gibson, $10. Thanks, man. He says, Nathan and Patrick are not listening. Josh is talking about an arc distance of 75 miles, not a plane distance.
They're not this. I like how White Knights.
Super chat puts nail in coffin, doesn't it?
Yeah, they just, these White Knights just debunked it even further, literally. So he's stating it to be curved then, which he just said it's not curved. He literally just wow. Yeah, and by the way, guys, a chord for your curve is a straight line, just to let you know.
You need to back up and listen to Josh's actual claim instead of framing his belief.
I know what
No
it's
worries,
talking about. It's
no
talking about
worries.
an arc distance. That's the measurement of an angle. An arc. The arc through the
Yes, the
sextant.
measurement of a curved earth, an angle.
No, I haven't finished my
Because we're
sentence.
talking
I'm
about
being
an
told I'm not
angle.
listening, and then I get about 30 seconds through a
No,
sentence.
you're
and
obviously
someone
not.
else.
See, Nathan just starts talking. He's busy giving his thing, and he already interrupts him. Literally, he hasn't
That's
even.
it.
I counted 3 seconds when he interrupted him. 3.
They can't be seen to be giving them any time. Do you know what I mean? That might seem fair.
I mean, as soon as Nathan came in to start, he runs over to super chat. Then Nathan goes to answer. While he's answering, he interrupts him.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Starts talking
But
straight
hold
through
on.
me.
Let me show a video real
An
quick
arc-
because this
an
video,
arc
this
distance.
video will explain what we're talking about here. Okay.
My bad.
Is that okay,
we're not,
David?
We're not,
Can we show a
we're
video?
not okay to address anything you've said? No? Clearly not.
Unbelievable.
Okay, how,
Yeah, that's unbelievable. And you can see his face is like, yeah.
He's like, let me at them. Just let me at them.
Hi Peter G, good to see you. But that's why Nathan and company and stuff don't really go to so-called neutral platforms, because this is the level that happens. There is a neutral. That's not neutral.
There is no neutral platform when the guy who owns that platform is a ball believer.
Exactly.
There's no chance.
Exactly. And look how dishonest they still are, just to say Nathan is the one that's going to be talking over them.
but address it while I'm loading it up. Josh, go ahead and share the
How
screen.
do I?
See, Nice says to Josh again. Nathan just literally tried to give it. Nice just saying, okay, go to Josh, do your thing. While Nathan... Mrs. Flats, don't go spoiling Flats with too much coffee and banana bread. Yeah, you guys are like a jealous, eh?
Jealous of the banana bread.
We
definitely.
already
Love it.
polished the one. She's giving the one away tomorrow to a friend, and then she's going to bake 2 more tomorrow.
Nice.
Banana, potassium. Maybe these guys need some potassium so they can start thinking clearly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Potassium, omega-3, everything.
Disabled.
So just go share screen And
I don't
then
have a share screen.
Josh,
Okay,
while
I
you're
got
loading that up,
presentations,
you said
local
you don't
view.
appreciate that the horizon's supposed to be Earth curve. So have you never heard that boats go over the Earth curve?
Great one, Nathan.
Or that Chicago's blocked by Earth curve at the horizon? You've never heard those statements?
have you ever seen the blink test videos where they show it actually does?
Oh, and there we go.
Oh my
He
goodness.
asked Josh a question, and then he goes and asks him another question.
Yeah, you can't answer a question with a question. That's not how it goes.
He literally just asked him.
You
So,
can if you're in government.
True.
but how's that? Now, haven't you seen the blink? Because instead of just saying yes, boats are going over a curve, because that's their claim on the globe. So they know the boats don't go over a curve because they have not even tried to defend it once yet. Have you guys realized that?
No.
They haven't decided.
Yeah, no, they haven't. They haven't.
They haven't defended
Just-
it once.
No.
Ouch. Yeah, that's bad.
Who's the bottom of
There
the
it is,
buildings?
sure.
At the horizon.
Lake Ontario
So,
as
so
well.
you're affirming that Josh does know that the horizon's claimed to be Earth curve now because he's
I'm
spent
not talking
20
about Josh,
minutes
I'm just
denying
asking
it.
you, like, have you seen those blink tests? You know what I'm
So we
talking
have this
Yes.
right here. I want to just play this video, if we can. And it,
about? Sure. Go ahead and share that, Josh, and here we go. All right.
I'm here for
so why
support.
does the Earth look flat from the surface? And
Oh, it's a video from Josh himself, I think. So now, nice TikTok video. Okay, this should be interesting.
once if you pull that up yet, Dave, I can't. I'm frozen on this end.
Yeah, for some
Just let
reason
me know
your
when I need to
connection
play.
just dropped low, Josh. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Yes. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yeah, you're
These
good.
nuts.
I can see it on the screen, so yeah, you go ahead and push play.
Okay. I'm gonna hit play.
Okay. Oh, zooming into the geometric circle and then saying, look, when you're very, very close, it looks flat. Do we live on
Is this a
geometry?
cartoon?
Yeah, it's a cartoon. Do we live on geometry, guys?
Well, no, that's not reality.
Hmm.
No, I mean, that's just not reality.
Look at that. He's just debunked his own claim that Earth curve can let boats go away at 3 miles. That's 100 miles, 100 kilometers, and it looks flat there, guys, according to his
Yeah.
thing. So that means this little pin needle here is supposed to be where the boat's supposed to be going over the curve.
That's-
How much points is still on, going on, and it's still flat, apparently. So these guys are not globe earthers, they're flat earthers, guys.
Mm.
Literally
Yeah.
just thrown away his whole globe argument.
I don't think there was an argument there in the first place, was there?
So every time,
It destroys any argument about going over the horizon.
so every time a globe is going to bring up a thing, showing me pictures like cats where boat is supposedly behind a curve, I'm just going to bring this TikTok up from Josh Reed.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're not supposed to see anything at 100 kilometers away. Now, how can you see this at 3 miles away?
Yeah. Next time somebody's in chat saying boats disappear bottom up, post them that.
No, boats do disappear bottom up, just like I've shown on flat surfaces. It's all got to perspective. But the point is, literally here, he's literally saying it doesn't show any curve for 100 kilometers. So anything that shows curve before 100 kilometers, it's not Earth curve. So in other words, it's validation and it's just optical and it's perspective, guys. That's it. So he's a flat earther, actually, guys. He's a flat earther till 100 kilometers.
Locally flat, eh?
The guy ain't got a clue what kind of earth he's living on. The retard.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Wow. Okay, did they freeze now? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's still zooming in.
It's a cartoon.
Oh goodness.
It's a model.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
You don't live on a model.
Yeah, we don't live in a model. Great one.
You're showing me a cartoon, dude.
See,
I'm gonna get
that's...
some water.
Wow.
Patrick, we're all over it.
Hey, do you want to tell us what the point of this is?
PJ,
Water
stop
level. He put a water level on the table there. Oh, wow.
PG, what?
Stop making that noise.
So I'm putting something in the bin, sorry.
My beard. If I had grow a beard, I look like a hobo. Ask my wife. So I shave. I shave practically every day now. Because after a week, I look like I've been living on the streets.
Okay. Thank you, David. So what that's showing you is the aspect ratio.
I mean, this is a beard I have after a week about. Although mine's more fuller than that.
Listen, I grow a beard, but it's only because I've got bad skin.
No, the thing is, I don't have a soft beard. I've got one of those hard beards. So it's a pain to get it shaved if it's got so long.
You've got one of them Texas Pete beards, haven't you?
Yeah, it's like shing.
When you have to shave it, it looks black.
I mean, if I go buy my blades, I use it twice and I have to throw it away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Of how we are on Earth and things are getting larger and bigger, mountains, buildings, these types of things. And then at 100 kilometers, the curve of the Earth is negligible because it's a little over 1% of the actual curve of 360 degrees of angle. And I think that Nathan even said it there, but you're measuring an angle. Yes, we're measuring the curve of the Earth. That's the point. And that's what my whole argument was in the beginning, is that when we're looking at, the reason a sextant works is he's saying that we're utilizing a sextant to measure on a horizontal plane. Absolutely, because at those short distances, 8, 10, 16 nautical miles, when we're talking about the horizon, the curvature of the Earth is negligible.
Great. So then you can't use the argument for dip correction. Because these guys love to say, oh, but a sextant uses dip correction. Then it doesn't mean it's flat. Yes, dip correction because your eyes are not flipping embedded in the ground. You are literally standing on feet. You are above the ground. So that's why you have dip to the horizon, because it's the horizontal plane. So he literally just threw away that the dip correction is for Earth curve. Thank you very much, dude. And this is from a Marine, an ex-Marine, I think. Or Navy, or he was in the Navy or something. Yeah.
It should be stand-up too.
So guys, yeah, this guy's already made 2 statements or 3 statements, I think like 10 statements that literally throw any argument any flat earthers bring about celestial navigation stuff away and are thrown down the toilet.
It's not observed. This is what I was trying to say. So
sorry, Josh, just pause for a sec. Are these guys even listening to you right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everybody's listening to you. That's why we're laughing at your stupidity. It would help if they listened, actually. It would actually help if they listened a bit. Oh, man.
No, are they? I thought they were.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening, but every time I try and talk, I get told that I'm talking.
See, there we go. He's answering, now he's talking over him again. He waits for him to talk.
Happens every time.
So, I think this was planned out beforehand. He's going to mute him if he gets so-called triggered, and he doesn't. He's just going to talk over him.
Exactly what I said earlier. I think they might have deceived Patrick into thinking that it were honesty. Like I think they might have had it planned. I've seen that Dave and that Josh before somewhere.
Yeah, because it's not honesty, is it? It's just pure hanging
Because it's literally, as soon as he hears Nathan's voice, it doesn't matter what's going on. He literally goes and rambles any bubble or jumbo over him. Literally.
Straight away.
So that tells me they were planning this from the beginning. If Nathan just opens his mouth, he's going to talk over him on purpose. And then he is going to try and wait till Nathan, quote unquote, gets triggered and then mute Nathan.
Yeah.
That was their plan. Just like Conspiracy Cats did with me with our so-called debate. Had to be aggressive with me because he couldn't have any argument. Yeah, guys, that's baller tactics for you. It's called dishonesty.
Through you, that's what happens, kind of like now. So, I mean, I'll try and respond to some of the stuff, the many things that he said.
There we go. Now he talks through Nathan again. He talks through him now, while he's trying to respond still. Man.
Chance that even though I've only just literally started speaking, I can hear someone else's voice talk straight to the top of me. It seems that every single time I talk,
And
I'm going to get someone else talking straight through the top of me no matter what I say.
Unreal.
So why shouldn't I check out, turn the camera off and just do my own thing? Because every single time I've talked so far, someone started talking in the middle of my sentence. Literally every
You've
time.
interrupted a few people too, and you gotta...
No, he hasn't interrupted
No.
anyone.
No.
He's literally
No.
answering questions that you ask him, or he addresses something you ask him to, and while he's doing it, you interrupt him.
So now they're just blatantly lying. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So they've just been shown to be lying true too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if I ever have to see DW and Josh, I'll literally just tell them they're dishonest pricks, because that's all they are.
Well said.
Amen to that.
Amen. Yeah.
I mean, this is what I call immature.
It definitely is. Of course it is.
A bit of a... I don't know, you
I
got some
called
kind of...
Nathan a dick and what? Like,
Whoa.
seriously.
Yeah, exactly, Derek. Now, that's what I'm saying. This was planned out. They're doing this on purpose to try piss Nathan off, to try and so-called trigger him. But Nathan kept his composure so well. So they ended up just showing how idiotic and stupid they are, that their tactics don't work.
Listen, Nathan's dealt with more anti-flat earthers than I've had at dinners. There's no pulling wool over Nathan's eyes.
No, that's true.
Yes,
Absolutely
buddy, these
true.
guys could rumpus the rumpus.
Yeah.
big chip on your shoulder. I don't know what's going on.
An ad hominem
Why don't you
attack.
just listen to the argument
I
and
did.
counter it
I
and
did.
just be a
Okay,
civil
okay, I'll counter
human
it.
being for
Okay.
being a complete dick.
Ah,
Well,
he, I didn't once hear him be rude to these guys or overtalk them or anything. He's literally just trying to answer them. Now he's giving him ad hom and he's telling him he's a dick. Okay. Makes sense.
That's another ad hominem attack.
It is an ad hominem and it's directed directly at you, buddy.
So you can't address my argument about
You made
elevation
it.
angle measurements being taken
Just
from a
listen to
flat
the
surface, and instead
I
you'll talk
just
through me and
did.
use personal attacks.
Multiple
Excellent
times,
debating
but I-
tactics.
You didn't talk about any elevation angle, mate. I don't even think you know what the word elevation angle means. This guy didn't talk about elevation angle, he just says he did. Does this guy even know what's coming out of his mouth? Probably not.
obviously not. Verbal diarrhea.
Sorry, but these two idiots are morons beyond another level. I mean, literally the debate has just begun, and I'm telling you, my right toe will do better debating than these two.
Do you know what I mean?
It's weak. It is. It's very weak. It's embarrassing.
Personal attacks. Are you gonna be okay? You gonna survive
I would
this?
like to actually
I love
make
it,
a
mate.
statement without you.
Sorry?
Sorry, I love it, me. It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Globe.
It is. It's very
Definitely.
embarrassing for Globe.
I love it.
Globers, are you proud of these two? Are you proud of how the conduct is going on with these two morons here? And yes, it's not an add-on, it's fact. They're morons.
Without a doubt.
Ad homing me in the middle of the statement and accusing me of talking through you. So am I checking out of the conversation, or am I interrupting you? Which is
Running
it?
so early. We're only 43 minutes in.
Right. So maybe address my statement about measuring elevation angle measurements from a flat baseline.
Josh.
He doesn't know what elevation angle is. And he said he did answer it, so let's listen what his answer is.
What was it? What was the statement? I'm sorry.
I don't.
He literally just said 2 minutes ago. Not even. He already answered it. Now he's just asked him precisely again about the elevation angle. Now he says, oh, what is it? So he just got caught lying once again.
You have to require an elevation angle measurement from a flat baseline if you're navigating, getting in nautical miles. How'd you get a nautical mile?
What are we arguing here?
This guy was never in the Navy. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. That should be standard to him.
He shouldn't.
Listen, he was in the same Navy as Jake.
I'm sorry. You would
Full
never.
veterans.
You wouldn't even need to think about it if they asked him how to get a nautical mile if it's in the Navy.
Exactly.
Wow. You can literally see how blank he goes. And now he's trying to go again to ask him a question.
You
So-
said nautical miles. I'm asking if you know what you're talking about.
Right, miles over ocean, miles over water, right? Miles
What
over
is it?
curvature.
What is it?
Yeah, you go for
What
What's
is
a
a
nautical mile? What's a
I
nautical
think a
mile?
nautical mile is 1.073 miles.
So what? No.
Am I correct?
How's
on
it
that? Let me
acquired?
check the measurement.
How's it acquired? Let's see.
Why don't you tell me?
You're the one who claimed it, so you don't know what you're talking about. But it's necessary to call me a dick and the audience to think I'm not listening to
No,
you.
not
I've
because
listened
of
to
your
you.
argument. Not because
Okay.
of your argument.
Again,
Because of the
I'm
way
in the
you're
middle
behaving
of
in this
talking
discussion,
and
that's
someone
why.
is immediately talking through me.
I don't
Why?
mind
Because
you
I'm a
being
dick? Is this me being...
Jono, that's what it is. Tech is over the rainbow somewhere. Yeah, it's just somewhere. I'm sorry. This is why I say a lot of these anti-flat earthers just lie about their credentials.
Yeah.
They do. Or the ones that don't lie about their credentials literally lie about how they do something.
I've
Is dick
got,
beat up?
Sorry?
I've got a comment from McToon claiming that he's an expert in celestial navigation. I've got it saved because I'm going to ring a celestial navigation school up and
But didn't he tell me we had a whole thing going where he told me you don't use triangles in celestial navigation,
yeah.
and then I give him actual citations showing it, and now these
There's
days he does use it.
He claims there's no triangulation used in celestial navigation.
Jonah, I know you're on my side, mate. No stress. We're laughing at these two morons here. But yeah, Mac2, like I said, how long did he tell me you don't use triangles in celestial navigation? And then I give him citations showing this. He still denied it. And what does he do these days? Shows triangles in celestial navigation using triangulation. Whoops.
What about Mr. Sensible?
Same issue. Same as McToon.
There's no triangulation, it's trilateration.
Trilateration comes after triangulation.
Brilliant.
But they forget to understand that. It's only okay if they say it, but if someone else says it, then it's not okay.
Through? I'm still talking. I listened to you now trying to respond to all the stuff you've said. You've talked non-stop for 45 minutes. I've had about 3. So, you've mentioned repeatedly this is about science. So what science have you got for a globe Earth?
Okay, let's backtrack because you just asked me what a nautical mile was. I said it.
Now he doesn't want to ask him about science. He wanted to obfuscate from nautical mile. Now he asked him about science. Now he obfuscates from science to back to nautical mile. Oh man. Should I try and contact these guys? Do you think
They'd run a mile.
I mean,
They'd run
really?
a mile.
Oh man.
Ask for a round 2, but you and Nathan instead.
I think so.
That'd be brilliant.
Got nothing against Patrick. He's really awesome. He did an awesome job.
And they can bring Red's rhetoric.
Yeah, they can bring Red's rhetoric if they want as well. Yeah. Yeah, me, Nathan, and Patrick against DW, Josh, and Red's rhetoric. How does that sound?
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you, 11 frames is going to come up.
I guarantee you Red's rhetoric looks out.
And as soon as that comes up, then it's them conceding the horizon is not physical.
If Red's there, the 11 frames will be coming up without that.
But Reds won't come on. He's scared of me because I did contact him a few times, and he literally is too scared to come. He makes excuses to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You intimidate them, that's what it is, folks. You intimidate them. That's good.
I mean, because this whole 11 frame thing was before the Black Swan came out. So this was my Black Swan actually to show it wasn't physical.
Aye.
Ah, let's go.
It's a mile as determined over the ocean, or we can say air or whatever. It's 1,852 meters.
Did you see how I had to Google that? He literally just read it off his screen.
Yeah. He's constantly looking at a screen and typing.
You see, what I've realized, when he's busy talking, this guy is typing on Google. So he's searching for him and sending it to him. When he's talking, he's searching and sending it to him.
Yeah.
And these guys are just sitting here thinking, what morons.
It's laughable, it really is laughable.
So anyway,
Is this
what
all
I'm
globe's
trying to say
got?
here-
This is all the globe's got, exactly. Oh man.
This is the elite. This is their elite. What are you talking about?
Wow. I must say, at least I'm laughing good.
Is that the curvature of the Earth? And I think we need to move on from the curvature of the Earth part. Well, no, because
Why?
everything
More
that
on
you've
this. I'm just
said is
waiting for this to
basically.
settle, and then I'll show you some stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Go
Well,
ahead,
how about
finish
this?
that.
Let's just move on from this argument. We can just talk this as a no point. And Patrick, no, seriously, jump in if you want to. If you want to explain.
I would like to jump in. I'd like to say, first of all, I don't know how long
Oh,
you
don't
guys
get
have
rid of
been.
Yeah, every time Patrick comes in, I like that Nathan puts his camera off. That's good because he's probably laughing his ass off at these people.
Listen, Patrick could have destroyed them till we aren't there.
Oh, he already was but I mean, look how while he was holding his own without Nathan anyway.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, no, he knows the arguments. Patrick is having these guys around his finger. I think Nathan was there just so they can have a distraction. Because they literally, I think they got Nathan, they just said, hey, we got Nathan onto our platform. So let's overtalk him and, get him triggered and that's da. But you'll see, they don't really concentrate even when he's talking. You're going to just look at this. You'll see, if he's talking, he's going to be typing and Googling. When he's talking, he's going to be typing and Googling. Watch this.
Looking into this, okay? But this is a question of geometry. This is not a question of anything other than, can you draw
There's
a
the
circle
Google
on a
already?
piece of paper, stick a triangle on it, figure out the trig, and you'll know after you work a Taylor series at the end, just to expand the trigonometric function.
There we go.
You will know that the curvature of the Earth
Google.
over distance x is 8
Yeah.
inches times x squared.
Look at the confusion in the guy's
It is
eyes.
not
Can I-
1
oh,
degree for
sorry,
every
finish that.
75 miles. And
Okay.
so I really want to, this is settled upon. The globe people agree with this. They just say refraction is what hides the curve.
Look at the confusion in the eyes.
All right. What about, so earlier, Patrick, you had some issues with Josh showing you what you call a cartoon, which was just a model to try to give some perspective on what's being said, right? Yet now we're talking about drawing circles on a piece of paper, right?
So he just throws away his geometry.
He also doesn't know what a model is.
No.
He thinks a cartoon's a model.
What's
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
Yeah, this is their model. Advanced Earth with Walter Bison. This is part of their model. This is their curve. Do they not get? There it is. There's their supposed curve, which he's just throwing away. There's a horizon labeled with a dot or an X, as he says, which he's just now denying.
And so what I'm asking is what kind of observable experiments that you can point to in reality? Like, let's get off YouTube and off the papers and all that for a minute and just talk about observing reality. Because I'm not sure if you become aware of this. I'm sure you guys are aware of it.
Sound.
No, we've never seen it before.
No. No flat earth has ever been brought up with us before. We've explained this rubbish. We've explained this. This is one of the most idiotic debunking sites on the internet. I mean, when I was still on Facebook before I got to the YouTube thing, this was the guy I was debating mostly. And this guy is literally on their level of moronic arguments. He does know that that's not even supposed to show curve according to the model.
In fact, I might actually make a video on it, but I did it with matchsticks in a row and on a flat table, and I got the same effect.
Yeah, I mean, they take this photo the next day and even the same day, and it's literally, you can see all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob Keen, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Oh man, these guys are hiding under rocks or something. I'm telling you.
It's a place called Lake Pontchartrain. It's the transmission lines in Louisiana, United States. Anybody can go here and do this. Now, this is not my picture, but I've had friends of mine actually go and repeat
Soundly. Yeah, we
You
know.
notice how there's no observer, right?
No.
But remember, I've actually talked to Soundy about these idiotic things that he takes, And I literally asked him, why you take it at such an angle that causes it to have forced perspective? Then he plays dumb.
Well, have you seen that other one? The one that shows
On the
actual
bridge.
cars?
On the bridge, yeah, that's with the forced perspective. The way he
There's
takes it.
Cars look like they're going into the sky.
But remember the one I did in my kitchen here, where I took the beam and I made it look like it's curving. It's a straight beam. It's all just got to do with the angle. It's called forced perspective.
Yeah, you can push that effect.
Yeah, it's very easy. Let's actually go on my channel.
That's quite the dishonest.
This is like crazy. I don't know if it was a short. Maybe it was a short. But I mean, it's literally just a what's the name in my kitchen, and I show it curving, and it's a straight. I don't know. No, I don't know if it was a short. But you know which one I was talking about? Okay, it's a video.
Yeah, it may be in the shots because it's not a long one, is it?
Yeah, I think it's just a quick video. It's not a short though, but it's not. So yeah, it's very simple. It's just called forced perspective. Oh, now it's freezing on me. What the? But I just want to say hi to everybody that came in again. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Man. Why? Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Go out. And back in again. Now. Perspective. YouTube. There we go. Okay. Videos. Let me go down, 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 down. And this only happens while I'm busy streaming. And not all the time. There we go. Foreshortening a straight beam.
Trading.
Trading. No, that's not what we want to show. There we go. Check that.
While I get many arguments from the anti-flatter side,
Well, anyway, that's a straight beam, guys. You can see that. That's straight. I might have to download it. Sorry for the YouTube download. This is exactly what Soundly's been doing with his Pontchartrain nonsense. If anybody studied art or anything, they would know this from the get-go. You wouldn't even need to even moan with this guy.
Hi, Flatwidger. While I get many arguments from the anti-flatter side, telling me that forced perspective and foreshortening do not show curve on a straight surface, while I thought I'd take this support beam that's in my kitchen. As you can see, it is a straight wooden beam, and I'm going to take it just at an angle enough to make it look like it's curving downwards. This is the same effect that Soundly had with his Pontchartrain.
See, Michael, that's that one.
And this is why.
See, Michael, that's what you're talking about. It looks like they're flying in the... I mean, that does not look like that if you're driving over it. It's literally squashing, it's compressing, it's foreshortening the image. It's because of the angle.
We debunked it so quickly. Well, sit back and enjoy.
Look how it's going to curve now, guys. Check at that.
See how?
Yeah,
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at them 2 points. You know, when cars go up them little ramps, right?
Yeah.
Look how steep they are.
Exactly, they're compressed. That's all just due to
You'd
foreshortening.
be lucky if a car could get over the top of them.
Imagine someone's driving a little Golf around. The 1300, 1100 Golf. How the hell are they going to get up there? It's like burning their clutch away.
If you get to the top, it'd just be stuck on a pipe. It's stupid.
It's crazy. But yeah, this is the effect, guys. It's just foreshortening. It's not curve. It's just the angle you're taking it at. Literally.
Exactly.
Straight line. Change the angle, it foreshortens. And that was it, guys. As simple as that. Okay, let me go. I'll have to get that video again. I think we were about here.
Are they?
So Nathan, can I ask you a question on this real quick? Air.
Oh wait, no,
In a
nothing.
sphere shape.
The audience in this case
Taking the question
Well,
fallacy, or the observer's height and beat, that you said we would.
would make it harder. It's
Oh, there we go.
really bad.
Okay.
The
Oh,
question is it my fault? All right. Anyway,
I'm not hearing any.
why did they
more.
mute my Nathan?
so there's a fallacy.
Let's go back. Is Nathan even talking?
The question is it
But that'll fix that.
There we go. Nathan's not even talking.
Okay.
Check here.
it's really bad.
Check that. There, he mutes Nathan. He didn't even
Question is, is it
talk.
my fault? All right.
So he mutes Nathan, and Patrick is having feedback apparently. Nathan's not even talking. And this guy just looks like he's going into retardation mode or something.
Pops up every time the new Nathan.
Yeah, I don't know why they're muting Nathan, and if he's not even saying anything.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Huh.
All right. Anyway,
I'm not hearing any on my end.
away a little bit. So there's a fallacy called the affirming the consequent fallacy. So we're gonna start. I'm not going to address this picture that you're showing.
Ah, it was from his side. As you can see, he was working on his settings there while he was talking. So he probably put some of his computer sound too loud or something.
It don't last long echoing.
Yeah. So it was probably just an excuse to try and mute Nathan again. So he would have an excuse to say, "Oh, you're backfeeding," but it wasn't Nathan, and then forget
These
to unmute him.
little underhanded tactics they use, that's what it is.
Yeah, and then kind of say, "Oh, I forgot to unmute you," kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Me just yet. But when I talk about the rule of geometry, and by the way, I did the geometry because we're told that the Earth is a ball of radius 3959 miles. Okay, and so just doing trig, you'll know that the distance to horizon can be no more than 1.225 times the square root of 1.225 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Okay, now all horizons can be no bigger than that on a sphere of those dimensions. This is mathematically verifiable.
Can I just comment
So,
on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is the death of the ball because the claimant's got set dimensions. And reality don't match them set dimensions, so it's a fail. Whenever they claim in set dimensions, it's game over.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. So if you have one instance where it matches up with where the globe would expect that horizon to be, that's one instance. That's it's a claim. You know, all swans are white.
Mm-hmm.
How many black swans do you need to falsify the claim that all swans are white? Just one black swan.
Amen.
It's a
There we
Popper's
go.
razor. And so the Lake Pontchartrain, whatever it happens to show, I can show 100 different cases where the horizon is incredibly further, is way more distant than a sphere of those dimensions would allow. You have to get through that.
Yeah, you can start by just taking a different angle. Soundy knew about foreshortening, that's why he took that angle on purpose. That's why all Soundy's images have that so-called curve, because he knows the angle to go to do the foreshortening. All just a camera trick, guys. That's all it is. Patrick,
Yeah.
you are ace. Exactly, Michael. Patrick is ace.
huge problem for the globe. And I'd
Okay,
like to
which
give
ones
that-
can you show? Just show.
Okay.
And
Go
what?
ahead.
And I just need to know the conditions of the environment during that day. What was the cloud conditions, all of that, and we would need to know what kind of camera was used.
But why is he giving him all these stipulations, but when they just put that meme on, where was all that stipulations to them?
Exactly.
That's a bit unfair, don't you think? We need this and that, but when we showed, we don't have to show it.
Can you remember years ago when you all used to get were what are refraction values?
Uh-huh. But the guy's also an idiot, because by bringing this up, he's literally conceding optical effects, not physical curve then. Really, it's optical then. Great, thanks DW.
So we need to know, was it zoomed in? How, like, there's certain things we'd need to know if those experiments are accurate.
Experiment, not
we'd also
experiment.
need to.
Would it be safe to
See, there we go. He just literally started talking and he muted him again. He wasn't rude, overtalked, nothing. Listen.
We would need to know what kind of camera was used. We need to know, was it zoomed in? How, like, there's certain things we'd need to know if those experiments are accurate.
Well, we'd also need to.
would
See,
it
there we
be
go.
safe to say that cloud
His hand was already on the mute button because he literally waited for his mouth to open. The second he said something, mute.
Underhanded tactics is ridiculous.
Wow.
And this is what happens when Nathan leaves his echo chamber.
Well,
That's the thing,
Yeah.
it's not an echo chamber. There's a
I know it's
reason.
not, but
Yeah.
like you get balls like when will Nathan leave his echo chamber? Do you know what I mean?
This is what happens.
Because this is what happens when he does.
I mean, myself and Nathan, we invite these guys daily on our shows. Come, talk to us, come. I mean, literally just come and talk, but they always make excuses not to. And then when they want us to go to other platforms that's supposed to be neutral, this is the bullshit we get.
Yeah.
clouds and atmospheric haze would make it harder to see a great distance rather than easier.
Like you were talking like cloudy day, it's obscuring the horizon, of course.
Cloudy day would make it harder to see. You would see less far on a cloudy day, and you would see.
Yeah?
I was just saying fog, not
Yeah, fog.
clouds.
Fog, exactly. Cloudy day, look, if it is overcast, it also creates a bit of a haze. But fog is going to be your main issue to see as far as you can. Yeah. But do you understand how he's literally then conceding everything is just optical?
Further on a clear day.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see even better on some other days where the atmospheric conditions allow for that.
How about what now?
And really
But
quickly,
see,
just before you
again,
go,
again,
Unbelievable, isn't it?
he
It's just
literally just
unbelievable.
opens his mouth.
It's not right, is it? It's really not right.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting actually. It's
I mean,
disrespectful.
That's not good. It's not good sportsmanship, is it?
That's
Terrible.
disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he can be glad I wasn't Patrick at that moment, because I would have told him to stop muting him every time he opens his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's
It's not
not
right.
that's not how debate works. I'm sorry. This is what you guys think debates is supposed to happen. These two guys do this every time someone just opens their mouth.
well, this experiment was done over a 10-day period
But now removed
where
completely
it
from the
changed
conversation.
dramatically the weather throughout
This
that
is
time.
me, I can't
And
be
many
at all.
people have gone since, soundly released this, and have confirmed this as well, and posted their results. So the question would be, maybe we can ask John if we can, instead of calling Tesla and chartering a rocket out of the planet, we could just go to Louisiana, and we can go into the Marriott Hotel right across from the causeway.
And do foreshortening shots again, just like soundly, while totally showing you guys no sweet bugger all about optics. Great. Because
these two guys took no photos. They're just referring to sound.
But that's the thing. Every bloody guy I talk to, like these guys, always, Reds did this, Soundly did this, McToon did this, Mr. Sensible did this or whatever. Not showing that they have actually brought anything, that they don't even understand what they're bringing. All those things they bring up has been debunked thousands of times anyway.
It's straight back to you've been told that's how it is. And that's why we all fell for that lie in the first place, because we were all told.
And I mean, Soundly's causeway is a 2014 argument. It's
yeah,
like,
what debunked sugar.
yeah, it's like no one even brings it up anymore. So these
I
guys,
could debunk Townley with my table and some matchsticks.
yeah, I mean, I just did it with showed you my kitchen bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if this guy really was in this thing for so long, he would not even try bring Soundly up.
But do you not think that maybe they're in co-ops with Soundly or Reds?
Maybe they've spoken to them and you know what, I don't know. It's probably for their gullible audience.
These must be the pawns they're putting out because
There's
they
a lot-
they
there's a lot-
can't be believed.
There's a lot of pushing for Reds anyway, put it that way.
Yeah.
Aye.
And yet the Reds can't be man enough to come in himself.
It's like,
Mhm.
can you remember that Brian Myers guy who Jerry and that debated?
Yeah.
He's apparently a real professor or PhD or whatever, I don't know. And he were referencing McToon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
It's like,
reference.
why are they referencing just YouTube idiots?
Yeah,
Doesn't
why?
make sense. It's
I mean,
like
he-
they're all kind of in the same gang, if you know what I mean.
I mean, like that guy was a professor and stuff. You're telling me he can't reference papers from his own university?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just.
Or why can't he just reference himself? Like,
Yeah, anything.
That,
But they
that is
would. They
right.
have to go to the anti-flat earthers with the dumbest idiotic stuff on.
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's almost like they're all on the same team.
They
Well,
are.
yeah.
The anti-flat earthers. They are.
Pretty much that's how it goes, isn't it?
But
Bandit.
these supposed professors and PhDs that pop up as well.
Mm.
You know, I see Professor Phil say the same thing. McToon.net, blah blah blah. Come and debate me on McToon's like. He's a professor, eh? If he knows what he's supposed to know, he should go on to Nathan's show on his own without nobody backing him up because he's a professor and he knows that to be what it is.
He never answers
Well,
anything. He's like,
has Professor Phil Bell ever tried to come and talk on my show yet?
never. All he does is just blot his way in chat, trolling and that. He never answers a question. Do you know what I mean? He asks a lot of questions, he never answers any.
Listen, I'm not trying to be clever, I know, but I handed him his ass last night on Jones. When he
No,
was claiming when he was claiming plumb bobs on a boat. I can use a plumb bob on a boat.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
you know what he said back? Who told you that rubbish?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, he does say entropy of gas has nothing to do with thermodynamics, so.
Nothing at all.
That's my point, like, who says he's a professor?
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
he is, I'm sorry.
I'll stand by what I keep saying. Fetch your credentials, Phil, if you listen.
Absolutely.
Because until you can prove you're a professor, I'm going to call you a retard.
Well, think about it. It must be embarrassing for them to get owned by us. I mean, a spray painter, a guy that goes fishing every day, and someone that sits at home and ice.
I went
Destroying
to railway for 12 years nearly. Right? No curve ever took into account on a railway. And
Railways are the
after-
flattest. I mean,
after 2 degrees incline, the train can't work. Smooth
Exactly.
rail, smooth track.
Right, it doesn't go. Modern trains don't do inclines, do they?
So let's go 1 degree per 70 miles, 70, 140, 2100 miles.
no curve.
Can't deal with it.
No curve.
That's 3 degrees.
None whatsoever.
No work here.
And we can all get our cameras the way we think they should be set up and whatever camera we want, and we do a repeatable experiment over a 10-day period.
Why does he keep saying experiment? It's not an experiment.
No, it's not.
Damn.
To bring that into account for changes in the atmosphere, the cloud, the fog, and how perspective can be affected by that, and see if we still
Nathan,
get
hi,
the
Nathan.
same results. Go ahead,
Hello.
Nathan.
Muted. Still muted. You see, he's staying on mute. He's really keeping him on mute this whole time. That's why if he
It's
talks,
unbelievable.
that's why when he talks it just goes straight because he's still on mute. He's leaving him on mute.
It's not right. It's not right.
And you can see he knows.
Aye, he's
Both
waving.
of them.
Yeah.
Both of them know. Patrick should have actually said something though.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Oh wait, hold on. There you go.
So just wanted to double check something with Josh. So given that your co-host is now asking us to explain away the horizon in the Lake Pontchartrain image based on the maths that we laid down at the beginning of the show that you denied, and you said that we wouldn't be able to see Earth curve at the horizon, Josh. So are we now arguing for the horizon in the Lake Pontchartrain image at 1.22 times the square root of the observer site in feet as per the model and the maths that you denied? Or is that horizon not Earth curve? Because you seem confused about it, Josh. I just want to confirm that that is the horizon at 1.22 times the square root of the observer site in feet that you said we weren't talking about. Because I'm very confused based on what you've said, Josh.
Uh-huh.
Well, I apologize that you're confused.
That's a good one.
No, what I'm saying is I was trying to explain something in terms
Wait,
of
again,
how I
again, look his face, look his face.
Well, I apologize that you're confused. No,
You have to use that as a soundbite. That would be brilliant.
Yeah. Oh man. Brilliant, Patrick. That was awesome face. I'm sorry if I was that could become a meme actually. Oh man.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
saying is I was trying to explain something in terms of how I understood it. I was not familiar with that formulation that Patrick and you had brought about, hence why I was saying that I do not recognize.
They're again showing he was never in the Navy. Or never used celestial navigation because that is part of their calculations. Whoopsie.
Is that, and I explained my position on what I was talking about.
Gotcha. Do you understand it now your co-host has put it in the same way we put it?
Well, that's great. And so let's answer his question then.
Okay. So I'd like to address Josh first, if that's all right, David.
Yeah.
Josh, it is true that you have said on more than one occasion during this discussion that the Earth is just so incredibly big that we won't expect to be able to detect any curvature. You did say that. You said that 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. And now we have this Lake Pontchartrain photo, which has what appears to be extremely exaggerated curvature. So I need to know, can we now dispense with the notion that that in the globe model, the horizon is not Earth curved? Because I really, really want to kind of nail you guys down on this, that we should expect the horizon to be of a specific distance based upon the geometry of a spherical Earth. Can I get you guys to concede that point?
They have. He
what
just
he
put it
should
to
have
us
said,
with his model. It just contradicted the host.
Sorry, Michael?
What he should have said, well, can we dispense with this line you set it to us?
Yeah.
You know, because they're being clean dishonest.
Yeah, because they're contradicting themselves left, right, and center the whole time. But yeah, Nathan was right. He just has. He conceded it. So they don't have any curve. So it's either it's too big or it's too small. But they want to have it both ways.
I'd like it to be acknowledged.
Well, no. So hold on, Nathan. Let me explain.
He says no
for a second, if that's okay. So the horizon, as we discussed right a second ago with David, does change. You even said that, Patrick, that on cloudy, different atmospheric days, the horizon is going to appear to be shorter in distance.
Right.
On
Atmo
some
what
of the
now?
days, it's going to be.
Atmo what now?
Excuse me, Nathan. I'm talking.
Just didn't hear the word. What was the word? Atmo what now?
Let's not do that.
It's a bigger the question fallacy. Do we not address fallacies here?
When they make fallacies, we're not going to interrupt.
Okay, yeah. But you see, that's how debates work, though. You have to call out their fallacies. If you don't call out their fallacy, then they can just do what they want. Because then, if you call out a fallacy, then their argument is mute. But yeah, Nathan didn't really have to say that. Now he could have waited. But yeah, he's right in the fallacy compartment.
Oh, my bad.
We'll let him be fallacious. All right.
Please
continue, Josh.
Okay. So the atmosphere, or to the horizon, this can change. Atmospheric conditions, barometric pressures, amount of cloud cover, right? The amount of moisture content, carbon dioxide, all these other gases that are in the air.
Gases.
All these things can change and can give you different perspectives on.
You heard that, guys? Different gases in the air. So what's the atmosphere again? Gas. So when you guys come tell us moronic stuff like the atmosphere is not gas, what the hell is wrong with you?
The horizon.
Hey Gary
I said
Wabenga,
this,
good
I
to see you,
said-
mate.
Typically in the Navy, when we're looking at the ocean, I believe it was somewhere between 8 to 16 nautical miles, depending on the various different atmospheric conditions. Okay? So, what I was trying to say, and this is what I thought I did iterate, is that from a eye-open position, just looking and perceiving to see if there's curve, it's not going to be seen because it's negligible at that distance. Now, looking at an object like David's showing, right? We have this curvature that's going over the horizon. Why is that happening?
It's not, it's the horizon. The horizon's not Earth curve. If the horizon was Earth curve, then every distance to horizon measurement could be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. And in the black swan imagery, we can show that the distance to horizon is beyond 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, as it must be on a sphere Earth radius 3959.
Yeah.
And actually it was, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I want to point out, Josh,
I can argue with
bring
that.
up these atmospheric.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. You can't, because it's literally just it's a nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Actually, this is where Patrick shouldn't have actually spoken. He should have just said, yeah, answer it, because now he's taking the opportunity to let Patrick now get away from the point. Do you understand? Because they were now actually backed in a corner to answer it, but now they're getting an escape route out of it. So Patrick should have actually kept quiet here.
Disturbances or you know, atmospheric conditions, water vapor, carbon dioxide, whatever, clouds, those things make visibility less, not more. So
Well,
I
it
really
depends.
think that no, it doesn't. Those things really do make visibility less. Period.
That's
I mean,
true.
I just appeal to the.
That's true. And we can show demonstration on this over and over. But yeah, they wanted to do opposite.
We're down to some serious reality denying.
Definitely. Also, one thing he just said, where when he was in the Navy, they could only see to what, like he said, sometimes 12 miles or whatever. But then he's throwing away, you wouldn't see any curve till 100 kilometers. So that means your horizon's supposed to be at 100 kilometers away.
Exactly.
Because it's flat according to them.
Mm-hmm.
So
By
then-
their reckoning, it should be that.
So then why do they fight and say, on a flat earth you wouldn't see horizon?
Somebody, I can't remember, in chat a couple of nights ago maybe, mentioned something about periscopes. And
Yeah.
it's like, if you can't see now, then there'd be no point in a periscope.
Actually.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
A periscope pops up, probably barely breaks waves, just so it can look like, but, you know, if it can't see, if it can only see 1.22 miles or less, what a bit point in it.
Mm.
Yeah, Spuddy makes a good point. It's funny how they don't mute Patrick. That's what I said. They planned from the beginning to be that way with Nathan. They
Maybe
planned
so,
that way
like,
to be.
I'm not going to comment on that unless I've spoke to Nathan and said whether he spoke to Patrick pre-hand. But yeah, it does look that way.
Yeah, literally, the way it looks is like they planned to be that way with Nathan on purpose.
Yeah, it does look
Yeah.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Patrick and Nathan might have spoken. Nathan might have been like, Patrick, just let it go. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
But Patrick is holding his own well, I must say. He's actually
Yeah,
doing
it
a good
is
job.
like, but it does look dodgy now. I see that as well. So I don't know.
Common sense of the audience in this case. Clouds make it harder to see stuff. They don't make things appear that wouldn't normally appear.
Well, clouds and various different gases existing in the atmosphere are different things. Clouds
Atmosphere.
are a
Nathan, watch
concentration
his face.
of water vapors, where
They make
in the sense
visibility
of
less, not more.
clouds do. Yeah, absolutely, clouds do.
Atmospheric interference of all kinds reduces.
Can you look through a glass of water and have a magnification on the other end?
Okay, may I just, it's atmosphere you're talking about?
I asked Patrick a question.
That's
That's what I'm asking.
it's irrelevant. My
It's not
question.
relevant. Can I look through a water glass and is the object on the other end magnified.
It's
There can be
refracted.
lensing that takes place through the atmosphere,
Okay,
yes.
so thank you.
Okay. Okay,
I-
can I get to
I
the
definitely
fallacy
agree with
now?
Okay.
I was told I wasn't allowed to interrupt.
So I was correct on that premise when I said that.
Yes.
Other than the fallacy
Now-
you used, which obviously I'm never going to get to ever address. So you said Atmo, what now?
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere?
Atmosphere.
So do you believe that sphere-shaped air is something we experience?
Why don't you explain to me what you perceive?
It's your what?
He just asked him a simple question again. Note, I think this is the 6th question he's asked him, and it's the 6th question he has asked him back a question instead of answering him. Obfuscation. He's the obfuscation king.
Third, you said atmosphere. What do you think that means?
That is the amount of gases that are held within the Earth by gravity.
Held? Gravity doesn't hold anything. It's not a force. There's no scientific evidence
really?
of gravity.
Really?
Middle of the statement.
So
Middle of the statement. My bad. Obviously, it's me being a dick wanting to make a
How
full
do I
statement,
fall
contradicting you. Obviously, that's me being a dick.
Even him talking
No,
through
there
him
is no
now.
force
That's
of
fine.
gravity.
No, go right.
was
You can-
My
you
bad,
can-
still in the middle of the same
That's
sentence.
fine.
Obviously,
I
this
love
is me being a
This is
dick.
fine.
Maybe this is me interrupting you. But gravity's not a force.
What you've been doing the whole show.
My
There you
bad,
go.
that's the 4th attempt.
What? He hasn't done anything in the whole show. He's been getting muted every time he opens his mouth. How the hell can he interrupt if he's muted? See there, he's even smiling. Yeah, guys. Literally caught on camera showing you guys did this on purpose. That's called dishonesty.
Mm-hmm.
And it's childish, actually. And disgusting. It's unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I would want to see them talk like this to me in front of my face. Or to any of these guys. Because I promise you, if you had to talk like this, just be this
They
rude.
wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
PJ, if one of these guys had to be so rude in front of you, do you think they would still have teeth?
Maybe one.
I don't think they would know
Give them one.
that.
Just leave them with one just to chew with.
It
You know
would
what I
get
mean?
to it would get to some stage with me. They'll probably wake up in hospital not remembering their name.
Exactly.
It's damn rude.
Mm-hmm.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wrong completely because, like you said, they wouldn't say it to your face.
They
They wouldn't
wouldn't
be
talk
like
like
that
this.
to your face. They'd be cowardice. It's just because they're behind the keyboard, behind the camera, they're nice and snug in Mummy's basement.
Yeah, but they're looking for truth, though, aren't they? So,
What truth?
Yeah.
These guys don't want no truth if it slapped them in the face.
It has a few times, and they didn't recognise it.
I'm going to say truth slapped them all over the place, isn't it?
And it just.
Oh man, I'm actually disgusted. Literally, I can't even laugh about it.
No, it's bad.
Gravity's not a force to hold gas in a
See,
sphere
look,
shape.
the guy's smiling about it.
Gravity is the bending of a conceptual medium known as pseudo-Riemannian force space-time derived in the mind's eye of Einstein in mathematics. It's a fourth-dimensional geometry. Meanwhile, in reality, we live in a three-dimensional Euclidean reality. There is no dimension of
I'll
time
try
to
to
bend.
explain this.
Even if we could bend time as a dimension in a Euclidean four-space geometry, it wouldn't be a container for gas. Gas isn't held by pseudo-Riemannian four-space time bending in an Einsteinian gravitational dimension. Further to that, the notion that gas being held, i.e. gravity is a force, was debunked by Einstein 108 years ago. Mass does not attract mass, that's a Newtonian concept of gas. Pressure being held because of its weight going down towards the centre of Earth. That was superseded 108 years ago by Einstein when he developed the fourth-dimensional space-time bending, which is not a force and is definitely not a container to hold gas in a sphere shape. So your oxymoron, sphere-shaped air, is merely a begging the question fallacy to allow you to describe atmospheric conditions as based on an R value, a sphere value, the radius of Earth being the value that derives your refraction rate at 7/6 of the radius in sphere-shaped air. Atmo, air, sphere, a shape.
But he should have said, though, their refraction doesn't even compute as refraction because they don't even have Snell's law in their refraction. Their terrestrial refraction is literally changing the shape of the geometry, not taking refraction into account. That's what
Well,
the
that's it.
706 are.
That's why you two would be a good team on a debate. If he forgets something, you remember it, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
We're good. We're good.
we're good. Yeah. Let's go.
A. Air doesn't take the shape of a sphere, it takes the shape of its containment. If the gas was in a sky vacuum, we'd have none to breathe. We'd all be dead, because gas fills space. Gravity's not a force. Bending fourth-dimensional space-time doesn't hold it in a container.
If I could say something else, Josh, you do bring up the concept of gravity, and that's what holds our so-called atmosphere here. I would ask you, what evidence do you have that gas gets acted upon by so-called gravity?
Air.
What?
Gas gets acted upon by so-called gravity.
Oh wow.
Air.
Yeah. That's not an
One
answer.
more
Wait,
time.
let's have to listen to this again.
So-called atmosphere
One more time.
here. I would ask you, what evidence do you have that gas gets acted upon by so-called gravity?
Air.
That's not an
That does want to be a soundbite.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gotta be.
wow. Wow.
That's got to be.
Air is his answer.
Yeah. Look at Patrick's face.
What?
Look at Josh's face when he says it.
I got no answer for this. Oh, sorry. Ooh, I'm actually speechless.
Innit? What can you say to that? What can you say to that?
I said, this is devastating for battle time.
Isn't it?
Definitely on the top of my list of the dumbest the Glober has ever answered. Definitely.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's a bloody airhead, that's what he is.
Okay, one more time. I gotta listen to this one more time. Wait.
Oh, but do you know what makes it priceless?
Huh?
He's proper serious, man.
He is.
Innit?
He's damn
Innit?
serious. Okay.
Innit? He's got to have a good answer.
He's like, what you on about? Air.
Patrick did awesome here. But I love his
Yeah.
facial expression. Okay.
And that's what holds our so-called atmosphere here. I would ask you, what evidence do you have that gas gets acted upon by so-called gravity?
Air.
So gas. He asked him, "What does gas? How does he know gas gets affected by gravity?" And his answer is air. Air is gas. So it was not even remotely answering his question. I flat Sabbath exactly. Airhead. He is an airhead. Bruh. That's a bruh moment and a half. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to see what's going on.
Charlie girl says, your laugh makes me more laugh. That's good. At least you're laughing. That's brilliant.
But you do have one of those laughs that are contagious. It's contagious. It's more contagious than the 19.
If those so-called debaters didn't say silly things, I wouldn't be laughing, would I?
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's not an answer.
Amazing.
What evidence do you have
Yep.
that
Right,
gas?
I'll be laughing till tomorrow, mate.
Oh wow. Thank you very much, Patrick, for bringing that up. Oh man.
Gets pulled on by gravity.
Okay. Let's extrapolate this, okay? Because I like looking at conceptualization of ideas. I gotta see it, right? We gotta see it. On a flat Earth, right? And this is maybe where we begin. On a flat Earth,
What has this got to do with flat Earth? Gravity has got nothing to do with flat Earth. He's literally asking him, why does he believe gravity can hold gas down? That's what he's asking him.
Yeah.
So now he's talking about flat Earth.
is holding us down?
Nothing's holding down on.
What's holding us down? Gas is expanding in all directions. It's not going down. We're talking
That's
about
not what I
gas.
asked. Why are my feet on the ground and when I jump up I fall back down?
You're more dense
Why
than
is
the
that
air.
happening on a flat Earth?
Because you're more
Why
dense.
is that happening on a
Okay,
flat
I'm trying to
Earth?
answer. Because you're more dense than
You're
air.
more dense.
You're more
Okay,
dense
so,
than air.
So you're saying that
I'm still in the middle of
force that's
answering
actually
you.
pulling
Okay, it's
down-
more than 1 or 2 words. You want to call me a dick again? Because I'm in the middle of saying something and you can't help
I never
talking through
called
me
you a
every
dick, by
single
the way,
time
but
I try and
anyways, that
address
was
you.
no-
You've asked me, why do I go down on a flat earth? Do I only get 10 seconds to answer?
Go. I'm
Go ahead.
waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to shut up. So you are more dense than the medium of air. If you jump into a pool of water, you float. Because you're pretty much the same density as the water. You don't go down. Meanwhile, helium balloons, if you let them go, don't go down either. And clouds and gas isn't going down with gravity. It's not going down 9.8 meters per second squared, in line with a 108-year-out-date force pulling it, or a bending geodesic and fourth dimensional space-time pulling it to the ground. Gas is created at ground level and goes up. So when you ask me why you go down through the medium of gas, what, you're going to ignore the gas in the puddles being created and going up to the clouds? They're not going down with gravity, are they?
So Nathan, can I ask you a question on this real quick? What is air?
He likes his ear.
Nathan, let me ask.
Good to answer.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question quickly, PJ. I've just spoken about gas. What is air?
I don't know, mate. I've got a clue, mate. It's what we breathe, isn't it?
Oh no, I'm sorry. This.
I think Patrick might well have been projecting there, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. Unbelievable,
Wow.
isn't it?
How's it keeping a straight face?
Oh, well.
We just asked him what is air, while they're talking about gas. Sorry, Charlie. I just couldn't help myself. My face is burning up. This is like, wow. I'm trying to control myself not to pee in my pants.
Allegedly, 1 part hydrogen and 2 parts oxygen. That's what it is.
No, you guys are great. Again, thank you for all you guys' support. I'm enjoying this series, by the way. At least we still have an hour left, so that's quite cool.
This is really good.
Has Josh had to let the kids in yet? I think from now on we should call him Sir Airhead. Yeah.
Definitely. That's a good name.
Yeah, has that not happened yet where he's like kids yet? Has it not happened yet?
No.
No.
Alright.
Spuddy.
We'll wait till it gets.
Yeah. Are we supposed to answer these difficult G questions? Yeah, what is air, Nathan? This should be good.
An inhomogeneous anisotropic mixture of gases.
What kind of gases?
All sorts of different gases. What's the point of this?
Like
It's
what?
not going down with
Like what?
gravity. It's not creating a sphere-shaped air. We haven't got atmosphere. You seem to be focusing on something that I haven't claimed. This is all in regards to your claim that the
What are the
sphere-shaped
gases
air
that make up air?
held
It's
by
really that
gravity.
simple.
What's
Oxygen,
going on?
nitrogen,
Every single time I
argon,
address anything
trace
that's
gases,
put to
water
me,
vapor?
it's 2 people talking at the same time. Everything I say triggers you, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The reason we're having this discussion is because
Did you see how he's using this as obfuscation now? Because the argument is gravity holds down the gases.
Aye.
Now he's trying to obfuscate from it. Literally. By talking over him as well, by the way.
There it
The
goes again.
composition of air.
There it goes again. The composition of air, when we're discussing sphere-shaped atmosphere made
got
by
nothing
a
to do
claim
with it.
that you put to us, what's the relevance? Who cares what the proportions of air are? It's created at ground level and doesn't go down with gravity and form a sphere shape. That's your claim debunked. You're going to concede that?
You.
You,
Okay. You.
you,
You Can I speak?
In the middle of me talking or when I've stopped? Obviously, you can speak. I've finished making my
You
point.
have stopped, so I'm asking you, obviously, can I speak? You talk about the medium of air. Air, you just said, is a combination of gases.
Yes, Dalton's law. It's a conglomerate of gases, just like you just blurted out 2 minutes ago. But that's got nothing to do with about your argument that gravity holds gas down. I mean, should I play that video again where we literally have people saying gravity has no effect on the directional flow of gases? How much times must I play that for these people?
But then you were saying that what we experience as gravity is due to density. If that was the case,
No,
then
no,
you'd see
no,
a
no,
sun-
no. That's false. That's a lie. That's a straw man. He didn't say that. No one ever said density. Gravity is due to density. There's no such thing as gravity. It's only his belief in his globe. Remember what I said. Remember.
Just blatant lies now. Blatant lies.
Remember, I've said a few times where, according to the globers, they always have a problem. They try and put their globe Earth physics onto flat Earth. That's why he can say, why don't we have, what holds us down on a flat Earth if it doesn't have gravity? Why do we need anything to hold us down on a flat Earth? We're not a spinning space testicle in a vacuum that requires something to hold us down. But their whole line of thinking is you need to have something to hold you down or you would fly off. Why? Their physics for their bullshit globe has got nothing to do with flat Earth. Gravity is non-existent. So why try and push it onto a flat Earth model? And this is unfortunately the thing that all the anti-flat Earthers suffer from. Hey, Tony Whitcomb, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Mr. Obvious, glad you could make... You guys just missed a great laugh. Literally, this guy is Mr. Airhead, King, Sir Airhead.
In answer to your question, Flatzai, they like to turn argument round to how does it work in a flat Earth.
Always.
They try and push the same globe nonsense into a flat Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah. How does gravity work? How do we see this in it? No.
It's got nothing to do with it.
It's on a flat Earth, but you just believe in rubbish.
This is exactly why I was trying to explain to not a Professor Dave and Simon and Dan. Literally, that's why I said globe Earth, flat Earth. It's two different things. It's got nothing to do with each other. If you say globe Earth and your gravity, what has that got to do with flat Earth? It's got nothing to do with it. Just because you guys think on your globe a horizontal line can curve doesn't mean it really curves in reality. It doesn't mean flat Earth has to have curved horizontals. You understand? But they always have to try and push their nonsense physics onto flat Earth and then tell us to explain it to them.
Always.
It's idiotic.
History of gases. Firstly, you
Hey,
have
Mikey.
nitrogen, you have oxygen. These are two different elements on the periodic table at two different densities.
But they are still gases. They're supposed to both be held down by your beloved gravity, which you are obfuscating from and not actually going.
Mike just put another nailing crop in there, like it says Google what is air and it says it's gas.
Exactly. That's why why do you think I laughed so much when you asked him what is air? That's why I laughed. It's so simple. It's stupid actually. But you can see he doesn't have an answer for why his gravity holds down the gas according to him. He doesn't have an answer for it.
You have water that is in air. That is in a very larger density. Why aren't they separating through the densities of what you just talked about?
I already answered you when I said it was an anisotropic inhomogeneous mixture of gases.
Dynamic
Gases of
system.
air have gaps between them. They disperse. It's a law of nature. It's called entropy.
Shot Tony, thank you for catching up, mate. Really appreciate you coming in. Have a great evening further. Yeah, it's very simple, guys. That's why we say it's a dynamic system. But again, still not answering why gravity is holding down gas according to him.
And there we go again, in the middle of my sentence. Obviously, halfway through the sentence, you need to be talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
done?
that's true.
You done?
Right.
Can I talk? Are you done? Have you finished? Do I have your permission to talk? Do I have your permission to finish the sentence?
No, what you're saying is making
No.
any sense.
No, I
You're
do
using
not have
medium
permission to
of
finish
air
this
as a
sentence.
definition of-
Okay, so I don't have permission to talk. Okay, I understand.
This is
And
hilarious.
Patrick, would you
Okay,
like to
we
chime in
started.
what I was
I'd like to
Did you
answer
hear
you,
that?
Josh.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Number one, you asked why we go down. We're more dense than air, just like Nathan said.
Right.
We live in a density gradient. Denser things go down, less dense things go up.
Right.
Okay? Very important. Gases do not fall to the earth. Period. Gases expand in all directions. Entropy increases.
Thank you.
You
Okay.
cannot have gas pressure without containment.
Why does he
The
stick his
heliocentric
hand up
model
when
claims
Patrick's
that the
talking?
gas that we are breathing would be.
Why does he stick his hand up when Patrick's talking, but if Nathan's talking, he doesn't?
It just gets muted.
I just want to see where we. I think we. Sorry, I clicked.
Okay.
the button.
And there we go again, in the middle of my sentence. Oh,
Started.
What I was
Right.
Okay.
Again.
You cannot have gas pressure.
Why do they keep
Without
knocking
containment.
Nathan off camera? So
Helios.
Now, yeah, every time Nathan's, then they put it like this, then, like I said, it's literally, they don't want Nathan to really, they want to piss him off on purpose. They're trying to trigger him. It's all just a tactic.
Yeah.
Can you say Prozac? Good one, Mr. Obvious.
He's actually doing well to keep his head.
It is, yeah. Yeah, no one goes down. I mean, gas doesn't go down. It's a simple. But I like how he sticks his hand up while he's talking. But for Nathan, he just talks straight over him. Shows you the disrespect.
Heliocentric model claims that the gas that we are breathing is immediately adjacent to a 10 to the minus 17 torr vacuum. That is not possible. And there is no evidence that so-called gravity causes gas to go down. Otherwise, we'd be sweeping up gas from the floor. Gas goes up,
That's a good way
gas
of
goes
putting it.
down, gas goes to the side, goes everywhere. There is no evidence that the sky is a vacuum. There.
Yes, Terry.
Patrick, do you have a carbon monoxide detector in your house?
No.
Okay, I do. We put them on the bottom outlets. The reason is because carbon dioxide is a heavier gas than air.
No
and
shit,
falls
Sherlock.
down to the
Density.
floor.
Yeah. It doesn't fall down to the floor.
Do you know if gas did go down to go boom boom, we'd all be dead.
Exactly. Does he?
This
This-
by toxic gases.
Well, I have a question for Josh if you're watching this. If you're saying the carbon dioxide falls down, go boom boom, and sits at the bottom of your, does it stay there indefinitely?
Nah.
No, you know why? Because gas moves in all directions. The denser
Well-
the gas, the more energy it takes for it to
Well,
disperse.
well,
Hey, not
listen,
one.
We brought this up yesterday when they were talking about where you put, where you put your carbon monoxide or dioxide tester.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you next time we go to my mum's. I'll photograph it. It's 3/4 up wall, so it's like it's closer to the ceiling than it is floor. And that were fitted by a proper gas bloke.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So obviously, yeah, it might come out like gas fire and whatever's at the floor, but it might come out, but it does start dispersing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, as I said, a denser gas, it takes more energy for it to disperse, so it takes longer. So that's why the denser gases are more predominant at lower levels, because it takes more energy and takes longer to disperse. When it's less dense, it's quicker to disperse. So what do you think is going to be less of? The one that's less denser is going to disperse quicker. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's like expecting a sumo wrestler to run 100 meters the same as Usain Bolt. You understand what I'm saying?
That'd be a funny sight.
He takes much more energy to move because he's denser. Same with gas.
it doesn't.
When They're talking about global warming, and they measure carbon dioxide levels on the surface level. They're measuring them at the surface level. Yes, they expand. They can be expanded up. They can be expanded down. But heavier gases do fall down.
No, they
You
do
cannot
not.
have gas pressure without containment.
Thank you.
Do you
I'll try
agree?
and address this. Keep saying it and you're not addressing it. Saying gases go down, like carbon monoxide. No. Carbon monoxide, when introduced in a high quantity to other gases that are already existent in a contained system, can form at the bottom. Same with sulfur hexafluoride. But all gases, without exception, will disperse into whatever volume they have. With time, all of that carbon monoxide...
I have to, guys. Slippery Radar says, at Teriokum, horizontal and parallel are two different things. Two vertical lines can be parallel, as well as two curved lines. Parallel does not mean horizontal. If it's parallel to the horizon, it means horizontal, dude.
It does.
And all horizontals parallel to horizon anyway, so that's
Yeah,
So-
it would be, yeah.
Yeah. So they're even throwing away their tangent. These morons.
I like your new name, Slip Radar, but you've not got any wiser.
Yep.
Sorry, dude, I love you.
Flats, that actually happened in the Olympics, really. I think it was a big guy for a small country. It was their only entry for the 100 meters. I can just imagine that. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Hey,
That would've been funny.
Ombungwan, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming.
will disperse throughout the containment, without exception. It's a law of nature. It's the second law of thermodynamics. Dispersion. It's a law of nature. So saying it forms puddles, no, it does not.
So let me ask you this then. If something is heavier, more dense, falls down, is it not being contained by the substrate above it?
No.
Substrates of gases don't contain other gases. They have gaps between them.
Yeah, does he know what they mean when they say gas is moving around in all directions, homogeneous? It's literally moving around through each other. They bouncing off each other. Does he literally think now it's like a wall, a solid wall sitting on that gas? Oh man. Yeah, and a crane along the side of a building is vertical to a horizontal. It's a 90-degree angle, slip radar. Duh. Remember 90 degrees? You require two angles, two lines to make an angle. So if it's 90 degrees, it requires that 0-degree line for horizontal. Yeah.
Gases can't contain gas. They're just a gap. That's all it is. Molecules moving through gaps. So how's it being contained by a substrate of other gases? When it's an anion...
Still talking over him.
When it's an
Hey Nathan, good to see you, mate.
anisotropic
Nathan, I have to commend you on keeping your cool with these guys. The stupid that's come out of this guy's mouth, that's come out of this Josh, is like
unbelievably
wow.
retarded.
You really did a
Can't
good job,
believe
Nathan.
it.
So Nathan, when are we going to go sometime and obviously not these two bum chums, but we'll have to do sometime something together, because wow, this Josh guy takes the cake on dumb things that they said. I mean, remember, you just heard that Patrick asked him about gravity holding gas down. He says air.
Yeah, Nathan, you did a good job to keep your cool.
Wow.
I would have gone mental by now. You did a wicked job keeping your cool,
Very
without a
good.
doubt.
Definitely, mate. Respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
homogeneous mixture of gases. When you go up to the very highest heights, there isn't a layer of different gas. It's all one mixture. It's all mixed up. The only place you find that is where the gases are produced. So if you have a carbon...
Yeah, Nathan, I don't know if you realize this. If Josh is talking, I've said this in the beginning, if he's talking, trying to do a rebuttal, DW is busy Googling and sending him stuff. And if he's talking, he's Googling and sending him stuff. They're literally trying to do. And you could see from the beginning, this was their plan to try trigger you. As soon as you
Absolutely.
talk, he talks on purpose over you, and he smiles. And then he goes and mutes you because he's trying to, quote unquote, trigger you. I think that was a plan from the beginning, just to try and get you to get triggered and leave, kind of thing. So you really,
Yeah.
really did well to keep it cool with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Carbon monoxide leak into a house, it's trying to disperse already existing gases
Correct.
in a contained system. So you have a higher concentration where it's being introduced. Likewise, on a much bigger scale, you've got a higher concentration of water vapour pre-conversion layer at the cloud substrate, if you want to call it that. But there's still a mixture of all of the different gases at all quantities at all levels, because it's an anisotropic, inhomogeneous mixture of gases. Meanwhile, to have this dynamic system, we must have containment. If the sky was a vacuum, as is claimed to be a place you can take pictures of Earth as a sphere from space, that's a space that gas would fill, then all of the gases we have here breathing at pressure would fill that space. Because what are they pressing on? At the top, where there's the Kármán line, an arbitrary point that they say forms the volume of the gas that we all breathe. Well, volume is the amount of containment for the gas. The Kármán line is not a container, and gravity is not a force. So we don't have a sky vacuum. The sky is not a vacuum. If it was, the gas would fill it. We'd all be dead.
Well said, Nathan. Well said.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Space is fake.
I love that. That was a good tidbit on the end there. Space is fake.
Space is big, yeah. Alright.
Yeah, you guys literally obliterated these two morons. I mean, out of an hour and 9 minutes, what did these guys actually brought to the table?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They did nothing at all. They didn't even scratch the surface. The questions were stupid. No answers whatsoever. Just ridiculous.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a lot of arguments coming in. I want to just quickly return back to the causeway.
Oh,
Just for the benefit of the listeners, if you would like to check this out, this has already been
Walter
modeled out
Bislin.
and thoroughly documented over at Walter Bislin's blog.
Outside,
I'll
yeah.
do you want to take another comment for stupidity awards?
Oh, yeah.
Chris Jones, Jolly Man, density isn't scalar, it's a vector.
What do you think a scalar is, you bloody muppet?
What on earth?
What-
Do you want me to capture it?
Yes,
for you?
please. Capture and send it to me.
Earth?
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Oh yeah, Norman, density isn't scalar, it's a vector. How do you capture that, Michael?
If you
Print
press
screen.
Point up, window button, and S.
Or control.
Right,
Or you can do control.
Right. No, you're on a laptop and you're on a tablet.
Hi,
Yeah,
Snowbirds.
I can't do it on a
Good to
tablet.
see you. Or you can just take control, print screen, and then go paste it.
Right,
Yeah.
I need to get a laptop.
If you just want to grab a little bit, like, you can just do that.
Yeah.
quicker.
I'll need to get a laptop. I mean, I like the tablet, but I'll need to get a laptop as well.
Not that I'm any expert with computers, like, I only learned this a few months ago.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
All good.
Drop all the links afterwards. And what this is a curvature app simulation based on the observations that were made. So with the help of a simulation, I'll just read this out. With the help of a simulation, I show up to what altitude the Earth appears flat, although it actually has a spherical shape. Using some animations, you can learn how to recognize the curvature of the Earth or in what circumstances it appears flat. The simulation can also
I love how they always use simulations and animations to prove their so-called curve. But they don't do it from reality, though.
simulate refraction. And I prove by means of photos how the simulation depicts reality by superimposing the simulation results onto actual photos. So this is how
Talk about not knowing what's real and fake. They literally have this car on a pneumatic stand that's moving behind a blue screen. They have a video showing them making this. Man.
How it goes. So we go to the causeway. This is Lake Pontchartrain, and they're just showing you the different.
Oh, where's the curve now, Soundly? On a ball, if you go up in altitude, what happens? Is it not supposed to fall away further? So, if the curve was seen down here, when you go up, aren't you supposed to see further around the curve? So that means that line should be curving further down. Because that's what happens when a ball, when you go up in elevation from a ball, it curves further around the ball.
Yeah.
That looks to me that it's straightening the line then. So you guys literally just debunked Soundly's photo yourself, even though I did it with showing you force perspective, but yeah.
Measurements here and the perspective. So just let the model go through real quick, and then you guys can come in and rebut it. And you can even go in and you can toggle your height, right? So that you can get the idea. You can zoom.
Does that look anything
And I'm
like
just
the
bringing
photo
this
you
up.
took?
I don't have to go through the whole thing. Like, it's all broken down. The math is
Are we
here.
looking
Does
at
that-
photo that's Causeway?
Yeah. Does that look anything
Yeah.
like the photo that Soundly posted?
No, but that photo of Causeway in itself is two parallel lines looking like they're meeting each other because of perspective.
But
Like
you understand?
Globe Earth, because Globe Earth horizon is too close for them two parallel lines to meet.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? You can see how straight that line is. On a
Right.
ball, if you're going to go up in elevation, if it's already showing curve, it's supposed to show more curve because you're looking
Yeah.
around the curve.
Aye.
It's not supposed to straighten the line. That's the whole issue here. These guys are so stupid, they don't get that. Walter Bislin's been debunked many times anyway, guys. Just try and look at his refraction and tell us.
Walter Bislin.
Yeah, this is Walter Bislin's. Remember Bob, the not science guy? He
Aye.
worked out the radius to be over 250,000 miles. Yeah. Say thanks to Walter Bislin's. These guys are morons.
How the values were determined, what the images are, what the equations are, right? All of this stuff. Refraction is all included. So it's just a tool.
I don't even think this guy knows half of the stuff that's written here. That's why he's just bringing up and saying, oh, it's got this, it's got that, but he doesn't actually know what it's got. He hasn't actually read it out. And I think it would be weird if we had to ask him to explain it, he would even be able to explain it. Is it frozen now? Okay.
That was created based on a model that made predictions, and then they went and validated those predictions
Exactly,
with
Moomin.
photos and video. It's been repeated multiple times over a period of time, and they get the same results. And so, and there's numerous areas. There's another lake that there was another experiment that was done that we can bring up as well. But anyways, just so that you have a place to go and look into this, because there's answers to the claims that are being made here. And that's where we are, and this is where this debate has been stuck for years, is that
You just jumped away from gas pressure, gas being held down by gravity, to a simulator that's begging the question of Earth curve by using a flat Earth as its basis. Wow. Brilliant. And then claiming that is reality.
one group is saying, this is the way the math has to be done, this is the way we have to calculate it, and the other is saying, no, you're missing this data. And there's been a gap between this debate in that regard for a long time. So this means that each and every one of us, the viewers, have to go and try to verify that for themselves. I'm not saying just believe a model, but the model represents, if the model is accurate, then when you go to the reality, to the real world and document it, if you can debunk the model or you can prove it correct, and you have to do it through repeatable experiments.
Can I debunk
Right,
the model? It's not an experiment, you don't know what science is, but can I debunk the model, please?
Yeah, please do.
debunk away.
If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, as depicted in the begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Walter Bislin model, then every distance to the horizon could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, exactly as dictated in Walter Bislin's model. The distance to the horizon in the Black Swan is beyond the geometric limitations of a globe Earth, radius 3959, as depicted in Walter Bislin's crappy begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculations in his model. Therefore, the Earth is not a sphere with a radius of 3959 and the horizon is not Earth curve.
I'd like to respond as well.
Brilliant.
One sec, Patrick. I just want to point out that, was that an ad hominem fallacy against Walter Bislin?
What? What?
No way.
Does this guy even know what an ad hominem is?
Obviously not.
He just debunked Walter Bislin's model that you guys are claiming is reality. There's no ad hominem in there. Did he call Walter Bislin an idiot or something? Did he attack his character or did he attack the argument?
Exactly.
And he literally stopped him from talking so he can say that. You two guys, yes. Dumb shit number 1 and dumb shit number 2. Bum chums here. You guys wouldn't even know what's 1 plus 1 if that's how it looks like to me. I'm sorry, but I'm going to literally set out. These are the two dumbest anti-flat earthers to date. Even Sean Hawkins knows a bit better than these guys. And that's telling you something.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Hawkins only has an IQ of a tuna sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. That
And
just
I think
shows you
he knows more
what
than
level
these
these
guys.
guys are at.
I didn't think it was possible to get anybody dumber.
QE last night was saying something like about broccoli growing out in his ass. Our owl in me.
Oh
Funny,
man.
funny.
Oh man. I can't believe these guys actually do they think before they talk?
Obviously not.
Hopefully he's gonna let Patrick actually get his point out now. Yay, Faciality, good to see you. Thank you for coming. I have money on the sandwich. Zatetic.
Right.
No, not at all.
Repeat
So
that
the
last
model-
sentence again.
If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to horizon could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, as laid down in Walter Bislin's begging the question. That means it's assuming the outcome because it's got an R value in it. Proof of nothing because it assumes its outcome and has got an R value that can't be measured if the horizon's beyond the geometric distance laid down in these maths. Proof of nothing perspective hijacking because there's no account for things reducing in angular size in Walter Bislin's begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculations with a geometric horizon of 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet based on an R value that is acquired by a geometric calculation derived from a horizon distance measurement by Alberuni. Anything else?
And
Oh, you know what we should do? We should get in touch with Walter Bislin and have him come on and respond to that.
He was already.
that sounds delightful.
I thought you watched his show. Didn't he say he watched Nathan's show for years now? Then he would know Walter Bislin did get hold of him about this already.
2014, he should be smarter than all of us.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Walter
Right.
Bislin is running away from FED because of this model, dude. So he gets caught lying again. Sorry, Nathan, he never watches your show. I don't think he has ever. Oh man.
What was that?
Just get rid of them. Yeah, just get rid of these trolls, that's all.
Well, yeah.
I'd love to talk to Walter Bislin, but I'd like to say
you know
this.
when you're pissing them off when they're
Geometrically speaking,
Exactly. I've had it before.
Mhm.
They're idiots, just Egypts, man. Pure Egypts, trolls and Egypts, and both.
These nuts says it's coming up. He has to let the kids in. Let's see.
first of all, if you guys really have been looking at this subject for this long, you really should have known 8 inches per mile squared by now. But here's the thing. What happens when you talk to Globers and you show them extremely distant objects that cannot possibly exist in the globe model? You cannot possibly see them. They would be obscured by the curvature of the Earth. they retroactively say, well, this time it's refraction bringing it closer to us. Or this time it's this, that, or the other. Or honestly, it's refraction over and over again. But we have...
Are you saying refraction isn't a thing, though?
No,
No,
not
he
in your
never said
saying
model.
refraction isn't a thing.
Not in
I'm
your
saying
model
it
it
doesn't
isn't, no.
magically... It doesn't magically...
Nathan's bringing it up, not in their model, it's not. Yep. Bring it up, Nathan. Let's see. I hope they bite.
delete Earth curve.
In your
So-
model, in Walter Bislin's model, you can look at the maths. I'm very familiar with
Uh-huh.
Walter Bislin's maths. He used the same as Mick West in the metabunk calculation, same model. I have spoken to him about it and had him over a barrel when I pointed out that the assumption of the...
See what I mean? Like I said he watches Nathan's show from 2014. He didn't watch shit. Nothing. He would have known this.
Obviously.
in his model isn't in any way proven or measurable. It's a begging the question calculator, same as Walter Bislin, so they're the exact same maths. So I have spoken to people who've made these calculations. Mick West is one of them. He made it clear to my audience in no uncertain terms that he begs the question of an R value for these mathematics. Now that R value, as I stated earlier, was measured by Al-Biruni. And Al-Biruni measured a geometric tangent point to the horizon to give you that R value, by way of acquisition of a height of the mountain measured from a flat plane with elevation angle measurements. So in order to derive the R value in these maths that you're saying that, correct me if I'm wrong, David, you said it was an experiment? It's not. Maybe you'd like to give us the hypothesis for Walter Bislin's model. There won't be one, you just don't know what science is. We do. On a daily basis on Flat Earth Debate, Nathan Oakley 1980 channel, we take apart clowns and their idiotic ideas of what science is. Because we know what science is and how the globe Earth doesn't have any. Meanwhile, this non-science
Subscribe
model
today,
with
guys.
its maths that I understand implicitly has been debunked because you can't get the R value that the entire model's based on because you can't measure a geometric horizon to give you the R value. We debunked Al-Biruni by debunking the measurement of a geometric sphere at horizon at 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, as denied by one of this show host and affirmed by the other. We know what the globe Earth claims, you don't. We know how the Earth's measured flat with elevation angle measurements, to Polaris giving you your maps and models, including the globe. Your globe's a flat Earth model.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Okay, Patrick, it's up to you. You want to go first? I want to let you respond to this, and then I
Why
have
must
a few
Patrick
questions
respond to
coming
it?
out of the chat. But
Why must Patrick respond? He's on the same team. Yeah, as a...
Weird.
Who's making all noise?
PJ, who else?
Come on,
Me? Always me. Always me.
sound like it's you doing that track.
I was writing with a pen. I can't believe it. I was writing with a pen. You can hear that. That's crazy. That's mental.
But I don't...
Thomas the Tank Engine was with that track.
I don't understand why DW said that Patrick has to answer Nathan. He's on the same team.
Exactly. Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm just
I'd like to
throwing it, so-
respond. I gotta go let my kids in. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Patrick,
I've got to let my kids in. From where? Where's he going to let his kids in?
Walter Bislin model, real quick. When Nathan says it begs the question, it's very important to realize how fundamental a flaw in logic that is. We asked at the very beginning, is there any evidence that the horizon is Earth curve? We haven't heard any so far, and actually the answer that we got from Josh
I don't
was,
know what
no,
begging the
you
question
won't.
means.
No, they don't. They don't actually know any of their fallacies. I mean, look at Craig when we were debating. All the time he's shouting to me, gaslighting, gaslighting. They don't know what a fallacy is. They just say any word that comes to their mouth thinking it's a fallacy because they've heard it before. And then they think that's it. Just like this guy said ad hominem. He didn't even know what ad hominem is.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
They just parrot words that they think makes them sound intelligent. But they don't know the meanings of those words. That's why when they actually get asked and questions on what they're making claims, they can't answer because they don't actually have the knowledge on it. And that's exactly why myself, and you can see they do it, when we hold the people down to the things they ask, they claim, they can't answer. That's why I love it. It's awesome because if someone makes a claim about gravity, you ask them about gravity, because then you'll know what they really know or not.
Yeah, I get one. Yeah.
Michael?
Sorry. Alice has got a lump on her neck that she's fretting about.
Oh. Well, we're only going to go on maybe another
Okay.
10... Guys, we're only going to go on another 10 minutes, then I'm going to have to, unfortunately, go. Then we'll...
It's well, you've done over 2 hours already.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours 15 minutes so far.
And then we'll do part 3 tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll finish
Yeah,
it. I
it's
don't-
been good. It's been good.
Yeah. Just want to say thank you everybody for coming again. Thank you for all your support. You guys are awesome, rocking. Please don't forget to hit that like button and share. You guys rock. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I had a good laugh tonight.
Absolutely.
Can you believe there's 30% that say the globe hasn't lost? That's quite a resounding difference. And notice how much trolls I've had tonight. You see, the purging is helping, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Really does help.
See Earth curve because the Earth is too big. Something that a statement that you can falsify doing simple geometry. And then you go to Walter Bislin's little computation. He starts by begging the question that the Earth is a sphere of radius 3959. And then, when the horizon is not where it's supposed to be, he has a whole bunch of other little rigs that he can put in there and say, well, this is why the horizon is different this time. It's this imaginary friend that globe believers have. When they don't find the horizon where it's supposed to be, they explain the Earth curve is not there because it's being hidden by this, that, or the other. Again, begging the question, we know that the Earth curve is being hidden because we know it's a globe. It is circular reasoning every single
that's
time.
incorrect.
Thanks, audio, mate. It's good. Yeah, it is circular reasoning, exactly what it's saying. But I also want them to point out to them, if they can ask them, show where in Walter Bislin's calculator refraction is actual refraction. Show us where refraction is taken account, because there's no refraction there. Terrestrial refraction is not refraction.
Patrick, as to the way they're doing this, because they're not just making a model with math, they're also confirming it with direct observations, and they're doing it repeatably. So that's the difference, right? Is there's got to be a missing link, and they would have a response for that particular math that you're bringing up and showing where that flaw is, right? I
Yes.
don't have that. I'm not an expert on that.
Well, the
I'm
expert
just
was
saying
Mick West.
that
Sorry
if
to
we do
interrupt.
if we do actual people observations, like, I mean, one of the oldest things that actually let me go to the audience because they have some of these questions. I'll just throw them in and I'll let you guys chew them apart.
They go to the audience. Oh, wow. Way to run away. Oh, man.
So, number one, why can't you see Polaris from the southern hemisphere or Sigma Octantis from the northern hemisphere?
Very simple. Things have limits. Can we go on about that? Things have limits. If you climb in an Olympic-sized swimming pool, can you see all the way to the end? If it's misty, can you see all the way far away? Can you see an ant 100 meters away from you with your eyes?
I certainly couldn't.
So why the hell would you expect to see that if it's past the limit of your vision?
Mm-hmm.
And the mere fact...
But this is part of the problem with globe.
Uh-huh.
Nobody understands vision, do they? Like,
No, our perspective.
They can't tell the difference between like something optical and something not optical.
Yeah, thank you, Face Reality. Yeah, he's been a member for 3 months already. Globe belief is no different than imaginary friend. I 100% agree. It's Barney.
Barney. That's a bit harsh on Barney.
But it's true. Just replace Barney with a globe. Barney's sitting there on a nice fluffy toy, and then they imagine Barney to life. That's what they're doing with the globe. They see the globe model there. It stands under there not for use of it's just used for ornament, and then they imagine it to be real. It's exactly. That's why I said use it as Barney. Thank you, Faciality. It's good. Thank you for being a member for so long. And all the members, guys, you guys rock.
So
That's the
the
first question.
hemisphere is a begging the question fallacy again. Like atmosphere, it's assuming that Polaris isn't visible from the bottom half of a sphere. Meanwhile, the maps and models are derived from elevation angle measurements to Polaris. So the flat maps and flat models, including the globe, which is converted from these elevation angle measurements to Polaris by way of something called the Haversine formula, which converts flat Earth elevation angle measurements to Polaris to give you latitude lines onto a globe spherical surface. And if you're going to do celestial navigation, you have to convert it back from the flat map, not through Haversine and the globe, onto the celestial sphere, which is the dome of the vision you have when you're on a flat ocean at the equatorial plane, which is how you measure these angles. So to ask how we beg the question of being on the bottom antipodal on a hemisphere to see Polaris, when the very concept of the equator itself is based on the minimum angle you can see Polaris with. So at the equator, you're measuring a flat Earth angle to Polaris at its minimum, i.e. where Polaris is on the horizon. And as you move further towards the centre, i.e. towards the North Pole, the angle to Polaris, that's a flat Earth angle measurement, increases as you approach Polaris, i.e. goes up and up and up in the sky. Well, that's a flat Earth angle that you're asking about, for a flat Earth concept, the equator, and then imposing your, begging the question, hemispherical assumption onto that flat Earth derivation to ask me how we can't see it off the bottom of your assumption that we dangle off the bottom of a sphere? Crap question.
It's also,
No. Do you have a picture of the map that you agree upon as to being a map of the flat Earth? Do you have
All of
anything
them
like
are flat. You show me a globe-shaped map.
It's two-dimensional.
No. I'm asking.
Have you guys realized Globers don't understand what dimensions are?
No, not
I
at
mean,
all.
telling-
You don't understand them.
Like the other day when I have to explain to a person, a Klein bottle, they say it's 4D. It has no volume, but Action Lab fills up the volume. It's a three-dimensional object.
But the ballers think that they live on this, it's like a toy or some kind of teaching instruction device where you can see all continents easy. Without having loads of pages to skip through. That's all it is. It's not a real it's just a tool.
I actually want someone from the northern hemisphere that loves talking about Sigma Octantis so much to actually come and show me where you can find Sigma Octantis, please. It's quite difficult, by the way. It's much easier just to get the Southern Cross.
Yeah.
Why would you want to look for Sigma Octantis that isn't anyway the actual Southern Pole? It's just a reference they give because they need a Southern Pole as well, and it's not even 100% aligned like they need it to be. And it's very
dodgy.
faint. It's very, very faint. It's not even so bright. Polaris is very bright. You can see it at least.
Right.
Yeah. Guys, I think we're gonna have to end it here tonight.
Alright. Great show. Loved it.
It was a great show, eh?
4 more hours.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Hey, Michael, couple more hours.
At least 4.
But it was great. I mean,
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
cool.
I laughed quite a lot.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. That's good going. That's good going.
Yeah.
You're
I
doing
think
it.
not laugh. How can anybody in their right mind not laugh at what they're
Exactly. Those so-called debaters were more like slapstick comedians. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. Terrible.
Yeah, so we'll do part 3 tomorrow, guys. Definitely.
Groovy.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get the whole series done tomorrow then.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's
then
come.
I want to do that one where Team Kawasaki.
With Yamaha. I wanted to do that other one before this one with Nathan, and I was like going through and I was like, it's kind of boring because they're talking about like a solar eclipse in a Pac-Man world, and I was like, what the? But maybe Michael, maybe me and you can do a thing like we did with the Coriolis, where we go through it like that.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, after we've done this one about
With Equatorial Mount. Definitely.
Oh, that's right. You're doing a little collab again, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, We're gonna do Equatorial Mount because Red's the target now.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and I don't know if you guys have watched Dave McKeegan's latest video on Nathan.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
He brings
I haven't.
up the
One on Nathan.
Yeah, he brings up, it's about the moon, and he brings up the Equatorial Mount as one of his so-called proofs for the Earth. Yeah.
Nice.
I love it, like, but I used to own one. I ain't still got one, but I used to own one. And, nah.
It's all just mechanical. It's set to do a rotation. That's all it's done.
Just track to follow whatever you set it at.
I can make it set. Let's say I can set it to a tree that's not really moving, and it will rotate and come back to that same spot after 24 hours, because it's literally just set to spin on an axis at a certain speed. That's it. You're setting the axis and you're setting its. you setting the mechanical gyro. That's all you're doing. You're setting it to go around that axis.
Top and bottom on it is, right, sky's moving, we're not, and if you want to follow something in the sky that's moving, you need something that tracks it.
Exactly.
That's basically what any human does.
That's right.
So yeah.
It's absolute waffle that it's all to do with a globe.
Yep. But then again, anything that they think is for a globe is just them showing their ignorance and gullibility to believe it's for a globe.
That's right.
So yeah, I just want to say thank you everybody for coming. You guys rock. I hope I didn't miss any super chats or anything. I didn't see any, so okay. Thank you guys. You guys all rock. I hope everybody just has an awesome night further, or awesome day further, whatever you guys are having. Please don't forget to hit that like button, or Globers, that like button as well, if you dislike this. And then share the show. Then I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Many, many blessings, and may the pressure be with you.